You're right there. What better way to start a stream with than Shuri's magnificent tale? Hello, happy Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're joining me from in the world. And we're live. That's the traditional starting point. But Shuri was there, and I was hoping I could have gotten her cute little face for you guys because she was meandering. And then in the little delay, it just became her magnificent tale. So a little bit of Shuri for free for you all. Hope you're doing well. My goodness. What a big week. As I said, 2025 is feast or famine. And there were so many announcements this week. Not gonna lie, when Ina then showed that video of is it a Nazgul? I was like, I'm sorry, no. There's already too much for me to talk about. And I got Wanda to unbox. She arrived on Monday. I've been really patiently waiting to unbox Endgame Wanda. So I literally just took her out of the shipper box maybe like 5 minutes ago. And I can't wait to pop her in the Endgame A-Force display. So I'm super excited for that. So newsy news, we're going to unbox Wanda. I'm hoping this is not a 3-hour stream, but who knows? Because if you know me, you know I can talk. I didn't realize how much I could talk till I started streaming on my own. And I learned that I can talk for hours, even when there's not another person to vocally talk to. But I've already got quite a few people in the chat, which is amazing. So thank you so much for giving me your time, whether it's live or on the replay. I can't do a solo stream without you guys interacting with me, so I really do appreciate it. Carlos, my hype man, first in the comments. Good morning, Helen and chat. Sending my usual salutations from a very strange and unpredictable weather, New Jersey. I've been hoping Hot Toys would give us something to be excited about, but other than John Wick, we received the Human Torch that looks like a figure wrapped in a red sheet. Oh, a bit harsh. Enjoyed the film, but very much this figure doesn't spell excitement. I may be in the minority on this. Anyway, enough of my rant. No, rant away. I'm here for it. I look forward to catching the replay after work. So let's not forget to help our dear friend Helen and hit the like button, subscribe, and enjoy a Tim Tam. I mean, we always say around here, liking is free. If you want to hit the like button, I'd appreciate it. If you want to subscribe, that would be awesome too, because we are going to do our Tim Tam giveaway. I'm still trying to debate the timing of doing that, because I'm still 300 and something away from 4,000. And I think I'd rather do the giveaway sooner than later, because once it hits summer in Western Australia, it's going to be hot. So if I'm sending someone Tim Tams in summer, they may melt before they even leave like the country. And I don't want to do that. So I'm thinking I might do that while it's still cooler. So leave it with me, but we'll do it soon. But it's interesting because with like the Fantastic Four, like I enjoyed the movie. I feel no draw to the figures. None at all. So it's interesting because I feel like a lot of collectors, if they like the movie, they need the figures, but I'm not like that. And the other example I tend to use is Harry Potter. Like, I loved those books. I've seen all the movies. I don't need Harry Potter figures in my collection, but each to their own. The toy collectors here, happy Friday, everyone. Looking forward to your unboxing. Me too. I'm glad. I had said I hope Wanda gets to me before Christmas, so the fact she got to me in September, I am super hyped for, so I cannot wait. Ari Ali's here, my first time catching it live. Well, you're hyped, so thank you. I'm hyped too. Let's go indeed. We've got Jeff to Space, looking forward to a live unboxing. Me too. We just got so much news to get through. It's kind of a catch-22. I feel like whenever I have unboxings, it becomes like a big news week, and I'm like, no. And I never know, like, do people prefer the news or the unboxings? I don't know. I'm still working it all out. Dark Knight Archives is here. Hello, Helen, everyone in the chat. Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Hot Toys Collector, a lot to talk about in our Jazz Inc. Hot Toys. Yeah, I haven't included Jazz Inc. I don't know if that's something people want to talk about. I did catch big chunks of the stream from yesterday. I kind of skipped past bits I wasn't particularly interested in. But there was so much Hot Toy stuff that I really haven't ventured to any other side. So depends on how we're going for time, because I feel like this is going to be long with just the Hot Toy stuff and Wanda. So we'll see. The Broke Collector, my foundation member. Yay, finally able to catch a live stream. How's everybody doing out there? I'm good. I hope you are too. Got another channel member, AJ Agrusa. Greetings, Helen and friend. Hope all is well. I'm good, AJ. I hope you are too. AJ is getting married next week. Big life event. So exciting. Ari Ali 24-hour stream confirmed. Yeah, I don't know why people think that's a great idea, because I struggle to enunciate my words at the best of times. Like, I get to 2 hours and I feel like I can barely speak. I don't think you want me at 24 hours, particularly because some people feel like I have a horrible accent and I don't present well. I love YouTube comments, but anyway, I'm still here. I don't care. Keith Lee's here. Good morning, afternoon, evening, friends. Let's get the weekend started. Absolutely. Keith, another channel member. Appreciate you. We've got Deadpool Red Suit. Hello, all. Hello to you. Mike Fayella's here as well. Hello, everyone. Can't wait to see the Star Wars in 120 seconds. Can I call it? Discuss the new sculpted Anakin. By the way, Helen, I'm excited for you to unbox that Wanda. 120 seconds? No, we Star Wars in 60 seconds, and I don't even know if I can have mental capacity for 60 seconds for Star Wars. I'll be honest. There was a part of me that just wanted to do 60 seconds of like, can I do the Anakin, the Predator thing? I even was like, how much do I talk about John Wick? Because I feel like I've talked about that John Wick a lot. So if people are sick of me talking about the John Wick, like, tell me. Be like, we don't need you to go through the John Wick at length again. I always feel a bit, I don't know. I don't know what the people want. I feel like people just want duration of stream, which I feel like I can tick that box, but I don't want to be too repetitive, but then I'm like, I feel like I do better when I can talk to stuff, and I can talk to John Wick a heck of a lot more than I can talk to, what was it? Broken Tusk Predator? I can't even remember what it was called. And another Anakin. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Ari Ali says, I don't know if you still talk about William Wang, but an old video of his popped up on the Collectors Freak forum, and I was surprised to hear how young he sounded. I always thought he was a granddad. Well, on that note, do we talk about William Wang? Yes, we do. Because I still am on a mission to make people aware not to order stuff from the One Man's Hobby website. That website is still live. The guy's been missing. His last comment in his group was the 11th of May. There's been more than 1,000 comments to his return post, which was the day before on the 10th of May. Nothing since. Crickets. And no, he was not old by any counts. I would have had him at maybe late 20s, early 30s. Definitely not an old person by any stretch. But yeah, no, I don't talk about it at length. I feel like I did that a lot in my earlier streams, like maybe back in March. And I know my regular peeps, they know, so I try not to bore them with it. But I keep this in here in case like new people discover my stream, just as a warning. Because as I say, the website's still up. The website still takes pre-orders. And particularly for things like the Jazz Inc. Catwoman. And he has, Jazz Inc. has confirmed he's defaulted on his payments for the Catwoman figure. So they've actually been gracious enough to help people that pay deposits through William to transfer their orders to Jazz Inc. and even honor the deposits that they've paid. So on that note, if anybody has ordered the Jazz Inc. Catwoman through William, don't think you're getting it through him. You have that option. So if you send a screenshot or some kind of evidence of the deposit that you paid, you can contact Jazz Inc. And I've got a few Australian collectors that have confirmed that Jazz Inc. has done that for them, which is amazing. So at least there's a bit of recourse in that regard. For a lot of other things, not so much. So no, as I say, I tend to keep this PSA up, but I'm not going through as many incidents. I feel like there's enough evidence on my channel of why people should steer clear of this guy. And I really, I feel like I've gone a couple of weeks without someone on Reddit asking if like William Wang / One Man's Hobby is reputable. So I feel like that's a win, because at one stage I felt like it was every week or two someone was asking, and I was like, how do people not know to steer clear of this guy? Uncarded reviews here, Tim Tams and Flaming Johnnies for everyone. Flaming Johnnies, could like that? Imagine if that was some amazing drink that you could like use as a Tim Tam slam, like some kind of hot chocolate maybe. People are congratulating AJ and Miss Ashley, which is awesome. AJ, I hope the big day goes well. Look forward to seeing some pics when they are available. Valkyrie's here as well. Good morning, Helen. Good morning to you. Dr. No, warm regards to Shuri, Helen, and fellow collectors. Well, I don't know if you were here at the start of the stream, Dr. No, but Shuri's magnificent tale was front and center. So hopefully that was a treat for people. Oh, you noticed the 120 seconds? I was hoping to slip that in. No, I might even bring it down to 12 seconds for that. Like, actions and consequences. I honestly don't even know if I can talk about Anakin for 60 seconds. I saw someone talk about how they ordered Legolas from him in January. I think it was Legolas, and the poor lad had no idea. It made me feel awful. Yeah, I feel like all the time I'm getting reminders. Like, I had a couple of collectors that I speak with even talk about when that Artisan Black Widow came in and say, I had ordered it through William. I'm never getting it. And like, it's not in stock anywhere to even try to buy a backup one. And those stories suck. There was so many stories of people that had like statues with like broken or missing parts, and they were looking like they'd miss out on those replacement parts that William said he would arrange because he's just not being communicative. There was so many examples that just really annoyed me. And I've said this before, that given this has happened so soon after Toys Wonderland, like I can't imagine if you got stung by Toys Wonderland and then you got stung by William, like you would just be, yeah, it's just horrible. And I feel like it happens a little bit too much in this hobby. So yeah, as I say, that's why I keep this warning up, because I just don't want people to get stung. Given the website's still taking pre-orders, he was asking if anyone knew when One Man Hobby would get their stock in. 2020 never is my guess. 2020 never is my guess. Joel would say, you do you, Helen. We're along for the ride. Joel would say, you do you. Good old Joel. That's so bad. Wish the domain would take down this site at least. Oh, it's so funny. I've debated, like, can I look up the domain and see who he's registered with, and can I do anything? I'm just hoping the hosting runs out at some point. I'm hoping it's like not some like 3-year plan that he's on. Because it's just a horrible situation. Like, you search, you find that website, and as I say, Jazz Inc. Catwoman pre-orders, Artisan figure pre-orders, all this stuff. So this is why I just figure if someone has made an order recently, hopefully it's been through PayPal goods and services, and they can at least do a chargeback. But so many people had the trust and were just paying him bank deposits or friends and family, and they have no options. And that's really, really not great. Bobby Dillon, he's the nicest guy in collecting. Thank you. Bob's gifted 20 channel memberships to people. So, Shuri just ran inside because she was so hyped at the news. You're right there, lady. What are you doing? Meow. You going to come say hello? No. You showed them your tail. Are you going to show them your face? No. She's just going to be a little maniac. Bob, super kind as always. Thank you so much. Ash, Helen, hope you're well. Had an accident this week, fell in a hole and hurt my leg. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry to hear that. Nothing too serious, I hope. That does not sound great. Oh, AJ promised to share plenty of photos. Awesome. Love photos. Dr. No says, in-art released unboxing of Nazgul and horse today. It looks amazing. The horse comes in a huge box. Yes, I saw them drop that video a couple of hours ago, and I just went, I already have too much newsy news. I'm gonna skip it because also, what can I say? Shuri. I wish you guys could hear her. It's a funky horse and a thing in a cloak. I've got nothing to add, so I'm sticking to Hot Toys for this stream. So I'm gonna. Since there we go. If we go okay for time, maybe at the end we can talk about Jazz Inc. and the Batwing or in art. But as I said, for now, because of all the Hot Toys newsy news, I'm trying to be a little bit focused if I can. Because I've also got Wanda to unbox, guys. I'm super excited about that. Ash, Anthony Stanfield's here. Hi, Helen and chat. Hello to you, Anthony. You saying hello to Anthony? Okay. She's a little maniac tonight. I don't know she was almost falling asleep before, and now she's got the zoomies. So bless her little heart. Raymond's here. Hey, Helen. Good afternoon from the Netherlands. Look forward to seeing your unboxing of the Scarlet, which got mine 2 weeks ago, and very happy with it. I got mine on Monday. I can't wait to open it. So I had Keith say to me, like, how can you not open them? And honestly, like, when I get stuff, I put it in this room because I'm not in this room all the time, and I kind of try to forget that I have it. And that helps. So, and also I try to keep them because if it's a slow news week, I'm like, I can unbox something. I've got something to talk about, but then all this news dropped and I just had to laugh because it just felt a bit ironic. Blood Dad Life is here. Hello, Helen from Chicago. I finally added Sylvie to my collection this week. Looking forward to getting God Loki. Sylvie's a really underrated figure, I feel. I saw her in Bob Dylan's collection and he got the hair rooted. It looked fantastic. But I think that's a good one. And I wonder if it's going to be one of those figures where, I mean, I don't know what her future is in the MCU, but I feel like I don't know if they'd make her again. I don't know if that's going to become something that's a little bit more sought after in the future. I can't even speak already. People want 24-hour streams. But it looks awesome. So great pickup. And I think she would look fantastic with a Loki. And I think we're in the window for God Loki, are we not? So hopefully that one's not too far away. Jim Collector is here. Hey guys, hello to you. Hope you're doing well. Ash says, going okay, few scratches, 2 cuts, but good, can walk on it now. Oh, goodness, that sounds like it was a lot. I'm glad you're mobile because that is a big, big plus. If you can move around, that helps. But I hope you have a speedy recovery. I think this is meant to say congrats on receiving the Hot Toys Wanda. She's a wonder, though. I think she's a wonder. All right. We've looked at William Wang for long enough. So I don't know if people are in Kit's group, but he made this post yesterday. And Kit, can I just say, there might be a typhoon. Kit's still shipping product. I got my invoice for is it Mojang Toys? Is that how you pronounce it? The John Wick diorama from the Osaka Continental. And I got the invoice and I paid it, and I was just like not even thinking about when I was going to ship because I was like, there's much bigger issues happening in Hong Kong. It comes when it comes, like full trust in Kit. And then like today I got like the tracking numbers and I said to Kit, I was like, wow, like there's a typhoon going and you're still like shipping out product. Like that's amazing. So Kit posted, that's a big segue. Kit posted this in this group, and I know, Shuri, there was drama that came after this post. Your little meow is the appropriate reaction. So I thought this was interesting, and I don't know what people make of it, but, you know, I feel like people like to catastrophize. But I thought I'd share this as a bit of conversation starter. So Kit had posted Just now, the distributor of Hot Toys informed us that the pre-orders for Wednesday in the entire China region will be cut by 50%. Before the shipment, I do not plan to take action or cancel any orders. I'll do my best to source from the market if the price is reasonable, and then just talks about some customer service stuff. So I thought this was interesting because there was a lot of people then talking about nobody wants this figure, no one's pre-ordered it, will it be cancelled? And honestly, I don't know what to make of this post because for me, I'm looking at this and going, could it just be that this is not a popular figure in the Asian market? Like, I've got no idea. Is the Addams Family some beloved IP in China? Who can say? But it says, like, for the China region. So this is where I'm wondering, like, you know, they would be distributing to Sideshow, who's then distributing to a lot of other parts in the world. I don't know if that is the sky's falling, this may be cancelled scenario. So I don't know that I've ever seen a message like this either. Like, I think it's great that Kit is transparent to be like, look, this is happening. We'll do my best to fulfill all the orders. But I'm keen to know, what do you guys think of this? Do you remember seeing anything like this before? Because I know I certainly don't. But as I said, I feel like this could just be a sign that this is not a popular figure in Asia. So smaller quantity of figures in Asia, and then whatever sells through Sideshow, who obviously they're taking orders from places like Pop Culture, other retailers around the world. The numbers could still be there, like in other regions aside from Asia. So I'm keen to know what people think. As I said, I didn't read into this as a catastrophic thing. But maybe that's just me. Ari says, Typhoon looks really scary, but I've heard a lot of stories about Kit and he sounds scarier. I actually think Kit's lovely, but I always go on about this because I was there last year. When I was in Hong Kong last year, I always remember, I have no experiences with typhoons, and I was in the airport, and the section of the airport I was in was just all windows. And it was a stage 3 warning, or whatever. I think there's 8 stages. So it was like a stage 3 warning. And I just remember sitting there watching the sky just go so black, to the point where I was sitting there going, is my flight going to take off? Like, I'd really like to go home. I'd really like to see little Shuri. And I'm like, and that's 3. That's not like, I'm assuming what they had was 8. It looked full on. And apparently there's another one next week. So, I mean, I hope things are okay. As I said, I was shocked that my diorama, like, shipped today. I would have had no qualms if Kit was like, hey, this is going to be shipping out in a week or 2. I would have got no problem at all. But yeah, and I've got photos of, like, where I was sitting in the airport in Hong Kong and just the sky outside. And that was not even anything near what I was seeing. Like, that video Kit posted was full on. Hot Toys Collector says, I hope Wednesday doesn't get cancelled by Howard. I don't know that it will be. As I said, I feel like this is just maybe pre-order numbers are low in Asia. Like, the pre-order numbers could be fine elsewhere in the world. It could just be a thing about, like, Asian stock levels. Raymond says, was surprised as well that Pop Collectibles was still shipping. Should get my T800 by next week. Oh, really? Okay. I've never bought from Pop Collectibles, so I don't have any experience with them. Raymond says, I have this Wednesday on ordered day 1 in Belgium, so hope we don't get a full cancellation. I don't know. I feel like the cancellations are pretty rare. Toy Collector says, I'm one of those people who pre-ordered from Kit. I'm looking forward to it. Toy Collector said, he said I was in the clear with my order, so I'm happy about that. Oh, that's good. Keith Lee says, how long does it take to get stuff from Kit to Australia? I don't know if the mail service will be impacted by the typhoon, but typically a week. Like, I've even had times where I'll never forget, I ordered something. I feel like I ordered something on Christmas Eve one year. And like, so 24th of December, and I feel like I had it by the 28th. So I laughed because I paid off the diorama, and on the same day I bought Kane from Pop Culture. They're having a sale. I don't know if they're shipping to the US. I'm sorry if they're not. So I paid the same day. I legitimately expect to get the diorama from Kit quicker than the stuff from Pop Culture. So for me, I'm quite lucky because stuff from Asia, when it comes into Australia, it seems to come directly into Western Australia, whereas when I get stuff from the US and even Europe, a lot of the times it goes to the East Coast, and typically East Coast to West Coast in itself takes a week because Australia Post does it by road and train and has no planes of their own. But yeah, if the postal system isn't disrupted, I would expect to get it next week. So yeah, as I say, I'm normally pretty fortunate that I get things quickly from Kit. Mike says, I'm a nervous flyer as is to see black sky before my flight might make me reschedule. I just wanted to go home. But I also feel like you reach that point where you like clear the weather, and it actually wasn't a turbulent flight at all. It was okay. I just remember the sky looked so ominous, and I was just going, oh my God, are we going to be able to leave? And then, yeah, I got home perfectly fine, obviously. But I was looking at those photos today. I was showing them to someone at work because I was like, this is what it looked like at level 3. So I can't imagine what it's like at level 8. You're so brave for even wanting to fly in that. I just wanted to go home. Didn't really know what my options were. I was like, well, if they think it's safe for us to go, I'll take the opinions of the experts. Thumbs ups from Mike. Jim says, yeah, I reckon it's region specific. Otherwise, I'd have thought companies like Sideshow would have also put out a message. I would have thought so too. Centrical, is that how I say your name? Does China even have Netflix? I'm pretty sure Joao was watching stuff on Netflix. I don't know if that's through a VPN. But I also think there's services like Streamio that you can use in China that have plugins for Netflix. So I'm pretty sure they can access that content through one way or another. Ari says, I ordered an in-stock Ron from Kit. It took about 10 days. Oh, that's pretty impressive. Dark Knight Archives, thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button, everyone. Absolutely, it's free. I've got like more than 40 people already in the chat, which is incredible because I'm still in the very early days of this stream, so I appreciate that. Deadpool Red Suit says, I hope Wednesday gets released, which I think it will. I feel like it will too. Ash says, I went crazy this week with pop culture and got 2 figures in one day. Oh, cool. What did you get, Ash? Because I was when they announced the 20% off sale, which I was not expecting, it was a pleasant surprise. So basically the sale is on because like the biggest sport in Australia is the Australian Football League. The best way I can describe it is like a bit like gridiron, but they don't wear any of the padding and helmets. It's insane. So Pop Culture is based in Geelong, and the team from Geelong has made the Australian Football League Grand Final. So they did a discount. And last time they did a 20% off sale, the code didn't apply to things that had already been discounted. So Kane, they had put a really small $30 discount on. So from $480 to like $450. So when that sale came up, I don't know if it was Easter when it was into financial year, I can't remember. And I was like, I'm getting Kane. And when I went to the checkout, code wouldn't work. So this time I was like, a bit like, is it going to work? But then they said all in stock items. So then I put Kane in the cart and the code worked on top of the little $30 discount. So I was like, I know I feel like it will get discounted more at some point, but I was like, I don't want to take the gamble. I know I want it. Even though I've got my Topo Kit Bash, I want the Hot Toys one as well. So yeah, I bit the bullet and got Kane, and then it was kind of funny that then the invoice for the Mojang Toys diorama came at the same time. So I don't know where I'm going to put that diorama yet because I've not organized my space, but I'm happy that I'll have it. Miss Batwoman's here, channel member. Happy Friday, Helen, Shuri, and everyone. I don't know if you hear at the start, Miss Batwoman, like Shuri, we started the stream with Shuri's magnificent tail. It was beautiful. Ash says, I got brown suit Wolverine and TVA Wolverine. Have 3 figs left to buy. Oh, nice. That's cool. They're both pre-orders, right? They must be. That's cool. So yeah, Pop Culture Sale was very unexpected. So yeah, I'm keen to see. As I said, I think the diorama from Kit is going to come before the before Kane. That would be my guess. Do people want me to live unbox Kane? I'm not sure if that's like old figure, boring figure to people now. I tend to just unbox whatever I get, like regardless of whether it's old or new. So like, let me know if there's no interest or if there is interest, whether you're watching live or on the replay. Let me know. Do you want me to unbox Kane? Do you not want me to unbox Kane? I'm a stream of the people. Oh, Miss Batwoman, I know I missed the Shuri tale. Well, you have to just catch the start on the replay because I was getting ready to go live and she was like right here. And I was like, oh, I'm quickly going to go live because I thought maybe I could get her little face on screen. But then she moved but you get to see her beautiful raccoon tail. So that's something. Honestly, with all the amount of things I have on PO, I hope Legolas Nazgul invoices come in the last minute as possible. Wednesday can wait even longer. Yeah. Oh, you paid for your pre-orders in full, Ash. Fair enough. I do not. It's funny. We all want our figures to release, but then we don't want them all too close together and to hit our wallets too hard. So I get that. Our one release for the week, because it was all about pre-orders this week, the Clean T800. And I just saw this blogger photo and I was like, this is just, it just screams Terminator 2 to me. I think this looks fantastic. I think both of these new Terminator figures look really good. Some people had gripes. I don't really know what they're griping about. I looked through these photos. I thought it looked really nice. A lot of the blogger photos seem to have the glasses on, which I thought was a bit odd. Like I was trying to find some more photos with the glasses off, but a lot of them were with the glasses on. So maybe that's people's preferred look. Fair enough. But I do think this looks really great. I think this Terminator line's coming up really nice. As I said, I just think if not Hot Toys, like a third-party company needs to do like Harley Davidson Fat Boy to go with this. I think that would just be perfect to have him with the bike. I feel like it's a long time since a third-party companies have done motorcycles. I feel like ZY Toys had done some at some stage, but I feel like not a lot of companies have been doing them, and they're so good. Like the motorcycles are actually quite space friendly. Like they fit in a D-top. I think they might even fit in is it a Bladen? I think like it's such a for the size, they're such a good vehicle and they're still really impactful. But yeah, as I said, I love the look of this. I think this looks fantastic. Like not a line I'm collecting. My space is limited, but I'm looking at this going, I honestly, if I was collecting Terminator, I don't know how I'd pick between Battle Damage and Clean. Like I think they both look really good. I think they both have pros and cons to them. Honestly, I'd probably get both if I was into this line. I think, as I say, I think it looks so cool to have him in this clean look with the sunnies, with the jacket, everything intact. And then you could have the battle damaged one with sort of the gnarly head and the sort of cut off jacket with the sort of robot arm exposed. Like that would be cool. You could have one looking really pristine and one looking really battle damaged. I think that would be cool. Hot Toys has made some beautiful figures, like some of their recent releases these past few, I want to say this past month, they've released some very beautiful figures. So here we've got a look at the sort of robot arm. Is that what you call it? Bit more of a look of a head sculpt. I think it looks great. I think it looks really good. Dark Knight Archive says, come with me if you want to live. Nice. Ari says that does look good. I think it looks fantastic. Mike says the T800 looks great. As much as I love this movie, I just don't collect this IP. If collectors want this, they should definitely pick it up. 100%. As I said, my struggle would be which one to get, because I think both tick a lot of boxes. Ash says, my beautiful friend Kylie wants some money and put some in my bank account. Oh, how much was a shock? Got $1,000 from her. Oh, wow, that's a good friend. I'm sure that probably cheered you up after your accident too. That's very generous. My goodness. I'm just playing lotto, trying to win lotto so I can pay my mortgage and quit my job and be a full-time cat mum to Shuri. That would be my dream. Dark Archive says, I have both the clean and battle damage pre-ordered with Sideshow. I can't wait to receive them. Yeah, I bet. That would be cool. Toy Collector says this looks good. Decided to go with this version as my one T800. Yeah, that's the thing. If you were, as I said, I would find it hard to pick if I just got one. But I feel like this pristine one, like the pristine look you could get, I feel like that for me is the version I like with the motorbike. If you have this clean, pristine version with the motorbike, I think that's one of those single figure displays you can have that on its own just tells a story. Don't need a companion piece, don't need anything else. Like, I think that would be really awesome. Ari says, I call that the Anakin hand. I'm going to have to take your word for it because I know nothing about the Anakin and the Star Wars. So Jim says that does look amazing. I got the battle damage version and I think that'll be enough for me. May pick up the T1000 at some point though. That's fair enough. As I said, I don't know, because even then, I guess if you got the battle damage one, maybe you could get maybe if it's not too hard, like you can maybe track down the clean sculpt loose and then you've got the swap out options. But I feel like the price of buying head sculpts loose really feels like it's skyrocketing. Like I've noticed on places like Toy Anxiety, like they parted out an Endgame Captain Marvel and I was surprised that the sculpt was like $80 US. I was like, I feel like for not much more, you're buying that new complete figure in Hong Kong. So they're hard to find, and when you find them, they're pretty pricey. So, oh, she won Lotto. Oh, wow. She's lucky. Congrats to her. Jealous. If she wins the lottery, guys, we all get 5 free figures, so make sure you pray for her to win. They might be 5 Captain Marvel figures. Or seriously, at the moment, because Costa and I, we did 2 Greek Geeks last Saturday, and he was talking about the holographic Iron Man figure. I kid you not, with that 20% off discount, I think that figure is now $79 US. Everyone can have a holographic Iron Man. It's insane. It's insane. Sharon's here. Hey, Helen. Hope you're doing well. On Sideshow, the T2 figures started to go on waitlist. Had to pull the trigger on this clean T800, PO'd Robocane as well. I decided to do a Cyborg shelf. Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. It's funny because I feel like a lot of people do wait for the release, and this is where I was saying last week that this has been a bit of a bummer for us in Australia, is that some figures people are on the fence about, or they're like, nah, I'm not interested. And I think of She-Hulk and Supergirl in recent history, and then when they come out and they're really good, like Sideshow hits waitlist and people are like, where can I get it? And I feel like that's when people run to pop culture. And then it's out of stock, because I feel like She-Hulk and Supergirl were just on PO, no problem. And then the blog of pics come out, the YouTube reviews come out, and then bang, no longer in stock. So this is why for me, like, because pop culture doesn't do wait lists. I wish their website did. Sadly, not a functionality that they have. That's why I just pre-order stuff to be safe, because if I change my mind, I can move the pre-order deposit onto another figure. But it's stressful when they sell out quickly on pre-order and you're not anticipating it. So hence why I play it safe now. Eventually, I'm going to pre-order the RoboCop 2, since I do not have them. Fair enough. Bob Dylan's still trying to get my She-Hulk to do a variation of her. Well, Bob Dylan bought all the She-Hulk figures. He owns them all. I lose count of how many She-Hulks Bob has, but I'm pretty sure he bought them all. I got one, luckily. I feel like there's got to be like at least 4 or 5 at Bob's house, minimum, if not more. Anakin. All right. I'm going to do 60 seconds. I said I wasn't going to do 60 seconds. I was going to do 12 seconds because Mike tried to be cheeky and 120 seconds. But it's okay. I'll do 60 seconds. I don't know what I'm going to say because I think about Anakin? No, I don't. Don't think about Anakin, but that's cool. I have my stopwatch and my badly positioned ring light. We're going to put a minute on the clock. I'm going to say something about Anakin. Give me 2 ticks before I talk about Anakin. I'm so stunned that someone's hyped for me to talk about Star Wars. I did at one point want to joke that I should call myself like everyone's favorite Star Wars reviewer just to really troll everyone. But I don't have time for the hate comments, so that's fine. All right, 60 seconds. Give me strength. Lord above, Shuri, SpongeBob, whoever's out there. I don't know much about Star Wars, but I do know 2 things. I know that Hot Toys will always make Star Wars figures and that Star Wars fans are never happy. So we've made all the Darth Vaders. We've got Pilates Vader. We've got Bad Skin Vader. So now we're going to milk the Anakins. All the Anakins all the time. Does he have robes? Doesn't he have robes? I don't know. This one, blue and red lightsaber. Pew, pew. How exciting. And Star Wars fans, they get all the figs. They get 2.0s, 3.0s. Here's the version of Anakin where he had a bad hair day. He's Sith Eyes Anakin. He's 5 o'clock Shadow Anakin. But they're not happy. They're not happy. And not only do they get all the Anakins all the time, they also get teasers of, look, here's Kenobi. I think that's his name. If it's not, don't at me. I don't care. Here he is as well. More 2.0s. Be happy, unhappy people. They're not. That's all I've got. I don't understand all these Anakins, all these versions, and then no one's happy. Like, Star Wars fans have the most choice of all Hot Toys collectors, and they are not happy. And now they're even getting the third-party companies, replacement leather this and blah, blah, blah. They're still not happy. I cannot with the Star Wars. Anakin is a beast. Sure. This guy does look pretty incredible. How's he different to the 5 other Anakins? Jim's definitely getting this. 60 minutes. So not 60 minutes. So not 60 minutes. You give the most insightful 60 seconds of Star Wars talk. I don't know. I don't know about that. Switch out eyes. He can be light or Sithy. She knows Kenobi. Oh my god, she really is a secret fan. I am not a secret fan. I'm not. I guarantee you. And if you don't believe me, ask Bob Dylan. Ask Bob Dylan. I don't know if he remembers the Billy D. Williams story. If he doesn't, I will tell it. But this situation happened, and he's like, wow, you really don't know anything about Star Wars. I was like, I'm not lying. I don't. I mean, they could improve the likeness on Anakin, I think. So no, we're never happy. They're not happy with the figures. They're not happy with the stories because it's woke, and they all hate Rey for some reason. And I can't. They get so much content, so much stuff, and no one's happy. But then people say, no, to love it is to hate it, and I cannot. There's too much content. There's too much content, full stop. And I'm like going, when I see the Star Wars fans so unhappy about the content, this does not entice me to want to get into the world. It doesn't. Darth Allison will be pleased. She will be, because there's been no Star Wars for a while, and that makes her sad. Makes me super happy, but it makes her sad. So I'm sure she's super hyped about Sith eyes and robes and stuff. They still haven't given us Phantom Menace Obi-Wan. It's a hard life being a Star Wars collector. That's cool. You'll probably get 3 versions of it really soon. And then you'll probably get some like artist impression version where maybe he has like pink hair and some bedazzled robes. Convention exclusive. Don't care, just want Deadpool figures. That's fair enough, Ash. You're a focused collector. I respect that. I want someone to look at me the way Helen looks at Star Wars. I don't know that you do. I think MCU fans have become just as miserable as Star Wars fans. I don't know about that, Sharon. I feel like, okay, some stuff was not great. Some stuff has not been given a chance. But I think most of what we've got this year has been good. Like, I think I liked She-Hulk. I know a lot of people didn't. I'm not here to debate that. If you didn't like that, live your life. I thought Agatha All Along was fantastic. I feel like no one was talking about Agatha All Along. That was so good. And I say that, I saw the first episode and was like, this is crap. What am I doing? I'm not going to waste my time. But then I persisted through, and then I was like, oh, there's a reason they released episodes 1 and 2 together. You do need to watch them together. I thought Agatha All Along was fantastic. Thunderbolts has probably been my favorite movie to date this year. I really enjoyed Fantastic Four. I knew nothing about them, had not seen a previous Fantastic Four. I think Daredevil, I think the back end of that season was really good and has me really excited for what the future seasons of that show are going to be. So I feel like it's turned a corner. Were there some things that were maybe a bit mid? Sure. Were there some clangers? Yeah, probably. But I don't know. I feel like the thing that disappoints me is that the Thunderbolt, I don't feel like people gave that a chance. I feel like Captain America was not good. And now that Thunderbolts is on streaming, I feel like I see so many comments where people are like, oh, wow, this is actually really good. I actually really like the Thunderbolts. I'm like, the Thunderbolts was such a good movie. Absolutely loved Thunderbolts. I think it's such an underrated film. So I take it that you're super hyped for that new Mandalorian trailer. Sure, why not? War Signet has gone on for too long already. Move along, nothing to see here again. I know, right? Let's look at what is it? Broken Tusk Predator. Jim says, I enjoyed Agatha All Along. Me and Vita had a great time watching it. It was so good. And I feel like Agatha maybe suffered a bit because it was airing at the same time as Penguin. But I was watching both and I was like, I'm living my best life. Both of these shows are fantastic. Marvel has so much content, I feel way too overwhelmed jumping in. And I think that's part of the problem, Ari. I think with some of these movies now, people are feeling a little bit, well, can I just go to the cinema and watch this? I don't watch all the Disney Plus. I don't watch this. And I feel like people don't want to feel like they have homework to watch. And I can understand that. I can completely understand that. I feel like there has to be the way to tell the story that if you've missed something, it's going to not make sense. Because I always think of like, my mum, believe it or not, loves Doctor Strange. Loves Doctor Strange. And when Multiverse of Madness came out, I saw it when it came out at the cinema. I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll go take mum to see it. But given like it was so dependent on having to have seen WandaVision and what happened to Wanda, I was like, if I bring mum to this, she's going to have no clue. She's going to be like, why is this woman now bad? Like, she would just be so lost. So that's the thing. I think for casual viewers, it can be quite hard. And it is. It's something that Marvel has to kind of look at. How do we tell these stories so if you're just watching the movies, there's still a continuity of the story and people don't feel like they're lost? The problem is one of the main characters of Agatha all along should have been in Infinity War and Endgame with Thanos. Fair enough. Yeah, agreed with Thunderbolts. Really good film, I thought. Me too. I think it's Centrical. You underestimate my lack of interest in Star Wars. Everyone does. And everybody thinks they're going to convince me to watch it. And no one's going to convince me to watch it. Jaron says, I pre-ordered my first Deadpool and Wolverine figure. Brown and tan suit Wolverine is a standalone. Oh, that's cool. Oh, Dark Knight Archives. Where's the ballerina? I know. I hear you. Still no announcement. I hear you. I had hoped, again, like, I know Hot Toys does not work in logical ways all the time. Howie Claus is an enigma wrapped in a riddle. I had really hoped, given all the hype that they had generated with the Chapter 1 John Wick, that they'd go, now's the time to release Eve. We've got the John Wick. People are hyped. He looks fantastic. But no, Hot Toys doesn't do that. So I'm hopeful, but I don't know. I'm just hoping we get it. I really want Eve. I really do. Figure in a Bubble is here. Hello. Mando trailer is a snooze. Well, your words, not mine. I didn't watch the trailer. This was the first main Predator in the Dark Horse comic that featured Aliens vs. Predator. The Scar Predator Young Blood from AVP first movie was based off this guy. I'm glad you said that because I don't know anything about this dude. I mean, just because death is the love of Thanos' life and the entire Infinity story started to impress her. Oh, okay. I didn't realize that. I really loved, I'm trying to think, Aubrey Plaza. Is that, I'm so bad with names. Is that the actress who played Death? I thought she was fantastic. Her and Catherine Hahn, I really liked them together as a combo. I thought they were really cool. Blurred Dad Life says, I'm hoping for a Batman Returns release soon. Me too. Batman Returns. I'll take Clooney Batman. I'll take Robin. Yeah, I really want that Returns Batman so much. Ash says, my hat's off to you, Helen. I can't watch any movies with my mum, not even Marvel, as she asks too many questions and I just can't, and I turn it off. My mum was always really good at kind of watching stuff that we watched. So I was quite late to the MCU. And so when I got things like the Avengers and Iron Man, I had them on DVD and I was like living at home. It was a long time ago. And my mum would just watch along with me. And then, you know, we saw the first Avengers and she liked it and things like that. So like sometimes I'd stream things at home. But then she'd see like our new Avengers movie and she'd be like, oh, you like, if you're going to see that, like I'll come along if you want. So I was like, okay, I've got no problem with that. So yeah, we used to, but it's just once all the Disney Plus things came into it, it just became really hard. So I've more tried to point out movies that I think she would like. So my mum really loves Asian culture. So like when Shang-Chi was on Disney Plus, I said to her, you've got to watch Shang-Chi. It's a lovely story. I think visually you'll be quite interested in it. So I know like she's watched Shang-Chi, but as I say, with some of these other IPs, it's just been really hard because like I don't think she's going to sit there and watch a Disney Plus series and all this other stuff to then go to the cinema. So it's just made it really hard now. So it's a bit of a bummer. So when certain stuff comes on streaming, I do try to point it to her if I think it would be of interest to her. But no, my mum's always just been super cool like that. Like, hello, she's like sewing Nurse Joker's dress for me. Like I won lotto with my mum. She's an absolute champion. Hot Toys Collector says, if you can choose now your top 3 figures that you receive this year, what will it be? Oh, okay. Well, Endgame Wanda, I'm hoping will be in there. that was definitely a top 3 figure for me. I'm assuming you mean like top 3 is in I'm excited for. So Endgame Wanda, definitely. John Wick 4 was definitely a big one for me. And I don't really know from my pre-order list what I will actually get this year, because releases are delayed in Australia. So even like Batman Returns, Batman is a big one as well that I'm anticipating. But even if that comes out in Hong Kong soon, I don't know that we would get that in Australia by the end of the year, because it takes a good 3 or 4 months for us to get stock. So if I have to base it on guaranteed what am I going to have in hand this year, I would say I was super hyped for Endgame Wanda. I was super hyped for John Wick Chapter 4. And I'm going to add, this is probably not one I anticipated, but it's amazing. But the Armory, the Dark Knight Rises Armory that Bob Dylan influenced me into buying, I'll add that as my top 3. Yeah, that's what I'm going to put in my top 3. 14 Wellington, see, higher to you. Jaron says, yes, she was great as Death in Agatha. I thought the show was pretty good, but I honestly didn't care about Agatha Harkness in the end. Oh, really? I really liked the show. I really liked Catherine Hahn as well. I thought she was fantastic in WandaVision and in Agatha. I really liked her. Mike says, so I just woke up and saw this before I was fully awake and thought it said broken tush predator. I don't know anything about predator anatomy, so I went with it all at first until my vision cleared. Yeah, look, I hope you're all sitting down. Helen has not seen Predator. I know you're all shocked. I'm sorry. Add it to all the things I will disappoint you in saying I have never seen. So I saw this. I went, okay, interesting. You know, they're doing the Alien and Predator stuff. Fair play. I know they're popular IPs. You get like this munted face sculpt. Like, that's exciting. So if you don't want this kind of, I don't know, mask, you can have this, which frankly looks like some kind of scary insect you would find in outback Australia. Like, those teeth, I don't want anything to do with them. This sculpt is hard to look at. So did I want to spend a lot of time on this guy? Not really, because it's a bit freaky looking and I know nothing about it. What can I tell you about this guy? Nothing. It's for someone, it's not for me. Blurred Dad Life says, the lack of Shang-Chi sequel breaks my heart. Yeah, I have to say, it's been long enough now, but like that end scene, I'm pretty sure it's like an end credit scene where you've got Shang-Chi and you had, oh my God, what's his name? Bruce Banner. I can't believe I blanked on Bruce Banner. You had Bruce Banner and Captain Marvel, and I feel like maybe there was a 4th character. Like where's that scene taken us to? Nowhere. So I'm a bit surprised we haven't seen Shang-Chi in anything, but that end credit scene I was very interested by, but we've seen nothing of it. So this is the thing, like some of the connective tissue, like has it been severed? Will we still see these things? Like, I don't really know, but I really like Shang-Chi, and even it trips me out how bargain bin those figures are, because I think the Shang-Chi and Wenwu are really nice figures. Dark Knight Archive says, this is a cool Predator from the comics, but I'm waiting and hoping for City Hunter 2.0 announcement. I have the Jungle Predator 2.0 pre-ordered, and I can't wait for that to release. So that's cool. Yeah, switch out from the biomask. I'm assuming that was the... Oh, Helen, you haven't seen Predator. I feel so betrayed. There's still time, Helen. No worries. Look, I've come to terms in my life that I'm not going to get to all the things people tell me to watch. There's too much content. There's too much content. I'm never going to get to all of it. There's so many things I've wanted to watch. Classic example, The Boys. I've always said, oh, The Boys looks interesting. I'd like to watch The Boys. Have I watched The Boys? No. I watched the first 2 seasons of Stranger Things. I'd like to finish out that story. Have I seen anything? No. It's hard. I'm doing my best. There's some things I'm just not going to get to, and I'm at peace with that. It's fine. I also find that particularly because I'm a big basketball fan, and basketball is like year round. Like the Australian League goes in summer, and then in our winter, like I'm a really big fan, like the Phoenix Mercury and the WNBA. So I'm like, oh, there's sports. So then even you get like tennis and other things so yeah, it's hard. One day I'll get to it. I've also, oh my God, I want to say like maybe 2 months ago, and I'm sorry if this is going to offend someone, I discovered Banana Ball, which is like this modified, truncated version of baseball, and I do like baseball. So I've really gotten into Banana Ball. So I'm like, that's the hard thing. Once ESPN went to Disney Plus, the vast majority of things I've been watching on Disney Plus has been ESPN Sport, and I've been loving it. The bus fight scene was amazing. It was amazing. I really liked Shang-Chi. Helen, you're not alone. I'm constantly being teased at work about what I haven't seen. I don't know how you're meant to keep up with it. There's just too much stuff. And I don't like binge watching things because I feel like everything I've binge watched, I can barely recall the story afterwards. So that's not even how I like to consume content. So I find it hard. Predator should be an easy watch for you. It will remind you of your travel to work. Avoid the killer koala bears. Koalas are not bears. There's actually a song that says, please don't call me a koala bear, because I'm not a bear at all. Side tangent. Dingoes, Tasmanian devils. Well, Tasmanian devils are extinct. And bullet ants. That's just another day in Australia. I had, because it's starting to get warmer now, and all the spiders are coming out. So I had to go like full on spray my backyard because I don't want some nasty spider biting Shuri. So that was a treat. That's just living in Australia. Windman42, hello. Shang-Chi has shown up in only a few animated projects, including the new Marvel Zombies animation. The director is now doing new Spidey film, but Shang-Chi is confirmed. It's been way too long. Oh, okay, that's good. I haven't really watched any of the animated things. As I said, I find I struggle to keep up with things. Helen season 3 not out yet, so you're good. What's that for? Wait until Helen starts watching anime nonstop. No, that's so not going to happen. I don't have time. I don't have time to watch. I don't even have time to make videos for my YouTube channel half the time. I don't have time to watch this stuff. I do not. Mike says, I feel let down. I really thought you were going to introduce us to a new treat when you mentioned Banana Ball. No, I'm so sorry. It's a sport. I think it's fantastic. I really like Banana Ball. I used to see it on Disney Plus, and I was like, what on earth is Banana Ball? And for some reason, I thought it would be like Little League or something. And then I listened to a Wall Street Journal podcast about the business side of Banana Ball, and I was like, oh, okay, it's like baseball, and it's a lot of like, I guess you'd call them like the amateur level players, like, so not major league, but the kind of, you've got A to triple A, I think. And it's like some of the rules are wild. I really enjoy it. Like, if you're in the crowd and you cleanly catch a foul ball, the batter's out. Like, they've really sped up the game. It's quite interesting. And that's not what anybody here is wanting to hear about. So I'm going to move on. Ash's Stranger Things. Oh, I thought they were up to because I thought there was season 4A and 4B, and I thought 4A had come up. So I feel like I'm at least 2 seasons behind with Stranger Things. And then he says, I was 3 years old when I learned about Banana Ball. It's fantastic. And they stream all the games on YouTube that no one cares. But if you do, and also I love it. I have to say the name with an American accent because it sounds bad with an Australian accent. But like the main team, because if you say it in an Aussie accent, it doesn't rhyme. They're called the Savannah Bananas. Because if I say it with an Australian accent, it's Savannah Bananas. Doesn't make sense. But in America, the American accent, it's like Savannah Bananas, and it kind of just rhymes and is really cool. But no, I think it's such, and the game is like 2 hours. Like, there's a clock. And that's the thing with baseball. Like, I enjoy it, but like, how long are you there for? You don't know. Banana Ball, 2 hours, we're done. It's amazing. Audience participation, yeah, that's what trips me out. And like, you have some games where there'll be multiple batters that get like out because someone in the crowd, and you have to catch it cleanly. You can't fumble. It can't, like, if you cleanly catch the ball in the crowd, that batter is out. It's insane. And then they also on the fourth ball, you don't walk. So normally if there's 4 balls, you get to walk to first base. And then in Banana Ball, if it's the 4th ball, the batter just starts running because all of the fielders have to touch the ball before they can try to get the runner out. Like, some of the stuff, I'm like, how do people think of this? No one wants to know anymore. But as you can see, I'm totally into Banana Ball, a little bit too much. So this is stuff I watch instead of Predator. Basically, everything can kill you here. It's true. Only the toughest people can live in Australia. Including Helen, if you talk too much about Star Wars. Look, no, I won't kill you. I just probably won't listen. It's fine. I can't get enough of how everyone in the world can do a passable American accent. You really sounded American. Oh, I don't know about that, but I listen. Like, a lot of the sport I listen to is American, but even it's funny because I just feel like certain names, like, you just have to say it with the American accent. Because as I said, if I say Savannah Banana, it sounds stupid. But Americans, like, you know, it's the Savannah Bananas. And you're like, oh, okay, like, that rolls so much nicer. Like, you can't say it the same way in an Aussie accent. Let's finish talking about the Predator because, my God, we've already been here for an hour. So, Broken Tusk Predator. What a treat. So there's a special edition version where you get the mask, which is nice because then if you don't want to look at the creepy face, you don't have to. You've got the mask. Wow, I totally can't read that red writing on the picture. That has really bad accessibility, Hot Toys. So there's something about the suit that I can't read because it's 11 o'clock at night and it's tiny writing. You get a base, some swap out hands, some different accessories. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun for ages 39 and above. John Wick. I love John Wick. Do you guys know that I love John Wick? I think you guys know that I love John Wick. And I know you might be going, I want to hear you bang on about the John Wick so much. Say so if you feel that way. But I was excited. We got the tease a few weeks ago, and I'd been eagerly waiting. Howie, where's John Wick Chapter 1? Show me more of John Wick Chapter 1. Because in particular, I wanted some more photos of the head sculpt of John Wick Chapter 1. And I'll be honest with you, there's no bad option here. Whether it's the Artisan or the sculpted, I feel like there's no bad option with this John Wick. I think both look great. I know some people have said, why would you bother with Artisan? This kind of hair you can get sculpted. Some people prefer rooted hair. And if that's not you, let the people that like rooted hair get the Artisan. Don't be buying the Artisan one if you don't care about rooted hair. That's what I would say. Get the sculpted version. It will probably be cheaper. But I think both sculpts look really good. I know there was some debate when we got those first tease images where some people were trying to claim that the hairline of the sculpted version of John Wick was different or there was too much forehead. I don't know that I feel that way. If you feel that way, let me know. But I look at these and I feel like the hairlines are pretty similar. I would say with the sculpted, it feels like there's a bit more of a like pointed, like I think it's called a widow's peak. But I'm looking at both and I'm like, I feel like if you want the Artisan and you miss out, I don't think you're doing that badly with the sculpted one. Winman says there are so many different accents in America. There are. I laugh because one time I went to America. I was in Phoenix and I was on like the monorail. I was going to a Phoenix Mercury game. And I don't know, I got talking to these people on the monorail and someone asked me, they're like, what part of Boston are you from? And I'm like, I've been to Boston. I'm 112% sure I don't sound like I'm from Boston. And the people I'd been talking to, like I had said I was from Australia and all that. This person I think got on the tram, whatever it was, monorail later. It's like, oh, what part of Boston are you from? And I just went South Boston. And then the people I were chatting with had a laugh. But I was going, I do not sound like I'm from Boston. Surely not. Has anyone been able to figure out why this guy has the Flash logo on his helmet? Oh, the Predator. I have no idea. I just noticed that now. I don't understand why that is. Maybe someone can tell you in the comments, Mike, because I'm not the person to tell you. Deadpool Red Suit says this John Wick looks great. I think the sculpted hair looks as good as the Artisan. I totally agree. John Wick is a must pre-order. Yeah, I think I'm getting 2. I'll be honest with you. Are you getting this, John? Do you mean me or am I getting the John? I'm getting 2. I'm totally getting 2, and I will tell you for why. Toy Collector says, still on the fence with this one. Have Chapter 2 version, but the first movie is my favorite. The first movie is epic. It's my favorite still. I just think this sculpt, of all the head sculpts they've done of Keanu, I think this is the best one. And the thing I love about this, I don't know if this is my next slide. It's not. It's fine. My concern when they showed those teaser photos, I thought I was worried they'd do something cheeky and be like, the Artisan's going to come with the suit and then the sculpted one's going to come with the turtleneck. So I love that you're getting both looks with either figure. And that's why I need 2. Because I want one in the suit and I want one in the turtleneck. I will not swap out. I will not choose. I want them both. I'm just going to have a big World of John Wick shelf, I've decided. But yeah, I'm getting 2. I'm getting 2. Oh, that wasn't me. Are you getting this? I am. I'm getting 2 of these High-On figures. I don't know when they're going to go up for pre-order with Pop Culture, but I am getting 2 because I don't want to pick between the suit or the turtleneck. I want both. I want both. Dr. No says, John Wick looks amazing. Which version will you be getting? The Artisan figures are typically not that accessible to us in Australia. Like, my understanding is that Sideshow doesn't ship. I'm not sure where they don't ship to. I did see someone say they were in New Zealand and they couldn't get an Artisan shipped to them. I know other people that are not in America have said the same thing. So I've never really tried the, get up at, I think it's like my 1 a.m. to pre-order. So I'm happy if it's 2 sculpted. I've got no problem with that. If there was some way for the rooted to be accessible for me, I don't know, because I don't know would I want them both to be the same and sculpted. I'm not sure, but I'm just so used to, like, we don't typically get, like, even the brown suit Wolverine, like, we typically don't get exclusives. I feel like when we've gotten exclusives here, it's more been things like Blue Bailman that are not popular and don't sell out at Sideshow. I can't see that being the case with John Wick. I think John Wick's going to be super popular. So I'm just going to assume that that sculpted is my only option. If that's the case, I'm fine with that. If I did have a way to get Artisan, I don't know. I don't know if I would. As I said, I don't know if I'd want them to be different. I'll worry about that when I come to it. Mike says, you got confused for a Bostonian. We are not all that naive over here, Helen. Please believe me. I don't know. I don't know if the person was pulling my leg or not, but I was like, that's the weirdest comment about my accent that I've heard. Because, like, the first time I went to the US, story time with Helen, I used to get asked, if people didn't know you're an Aussie, they'd then ask if you were from England. Then when I went in 2018, if they didn't recognize you're an Aussie, they'd ask if you were from New Zealand. And I used to laugh because my favorite thing to say to Americans if they asked me if I was from New Zealand, I'd go, are you from Canada? And they'd look really confused. And I said, asking me if I'm from New Zealand is the same as me asking you if you're from Canada. And I felt like they got really, like, offended if I thought they were Canadian. So they'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. And I just laugh it off because I'm like, I'm totally pulling your leg. I couldn't care if you think I'm from New Zealand. But then on my last visit, last year, I feel like people were just like Aussie, like they just knew it was an Australian accent. So I find it funny. Highland Figures ask, would you get the third scale J&D statue? No, because I wouldn't have anywhere to put it. My collection is at capacity. The statue I did see and love was the I think it's a Prime 1 and Blitzway collab. They did John Wick Chapter 4, John Wick and Kane, and I thought those looked fantastic, and that even had the Osaka Continental diorama backdrop. I don't have room. Like, if I was getting those, like, I'd have to get something out of the room. And even where I've got my quarter scale statues, like, that's a Dark Knight cabinet. To then have John Wick in there, like, wouldn't make sense. No, so statues are not for me. Ash says, not the case. The brown suit and the Batman is too. I feel like that's the Wolverine. I think, like, I don't know if I even finished my sentence, but the point I was making is, like, it's not typical for pop culture to get exclusives, like, in the pre-order window. I feel like we get the dregs that are left over. So I know, Ash, you were very confident that we would get the brown and tan suit Wolverine. I was not. So I don't know if maybe the tide is shifting a bit with pop culture getting some stuff when it's not just the dregs. Like, I would love that to be the case. But I don't know. Word spread about your background after that incident. Maybe. Mike says, I love that response, Helen. I try to avoid by simply asking someone where they're from. Yeah, I think that's the easiest way. Yeah, I don't know why they want to guess. I mean, as I say, I just laugh because I just remember once because I do feel like there's this thing where, like, as I say, there's a thing between Canada and America, maybe. And as I said, I don't know where it came into my head, but I just did it once, and the person looked like they were so, like, worried that they had offended me. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to stick with this as my reaction. And as I say, I don't know why there was that one period where everyone was then asking me if I was from New Zealand. But I was just like, close enough. It's fine. New Zealand's a beautiful country. Dark Knight Archive says the first John Wick film is my favorite. I'd love to see 1669. Oh, the Mustang to go with the Hot Toys figure. Yeah, I mean, the car would be cool. Even I was like, a horse would be cool. But then I'm like, where are you putting a horse? But yeah, the car is awesome. The car would be so cool. I would even be like, can I have the car and have, like, removable door? Because you know how the car just gets totaled after all that? To have him in the car, because then if you could take the door off, then you could actually get a good view of the figure as well. Ash says, I had my doubts too, so rang them and asked. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, I normally bug them on Facebook. Pop culture's pretty responsive, I have to say. Like, I've asked them many a question on Facebook over the years, and they always get back to me. So 2 looks for John Wick, because Howie Claus loves us and wants us to be happy. So we've got this suited version. Looks nice. Bit different, no vest with this one. Totally down for that. I think my only little bummer about this figure is that it doesn't come with the dog. I'd really hoped it would come with the dog. That would have been an awesome accessory, but that's fine. I can live without that. Because I did love that Hot Toys have actually, for the first time with the John Wick figure, they're giving us, like, the holster belt. Like, typically we've had to rely on custom artists to make holster belts. So I love that they're actually giving this to us with this John Wick figure. So this is obviously the alternate look with the turtleneck, which how can you pick between this, like, in the suit? And I have to ask, like, some of the photos, the tie was very, elaborately post. I'm like, is there wires in the tie? I don't know that I need wires in the tie, but if there is, that is kind of cool. And I should have picked one of those photos to put in this, but I didn't. But I found it interesting that in some of them, the tie was very vertical. So I don't know if that was some photoshopping, what it was. But I was going, okay, what is this? But I don't want to have to pick between these two looks, and I won't. So I'm getting two. Case closed. I will sacrifice something else to get two John Wicks. Yeah, and not many photos in the turtleneck. And I thought it was odd because the Artisan photos looked nicer than the standard photos. Like the standard release photos looked very dark, which is why I've tended to use more of the Artisan photos here. I just love it. I need both of these looks. I will not choose. I will have both. We're getting both. I'm very excited for that. John Wick, he has all the looks. I think it looks fantastic. Winman says, didn't Sideshow have the John Wick Mustang? Oh, I have no idea. In 6 scale or a different scale? I don't really look at the Sideshow website because after the postage I paid for that John Wick 4 exclusive version, I don't think I would be purchasing from them a regular thing if I don't have to. Mike says, the beagle in the first movie was the cutest dog, which is why my heart was torn out when those, did what they did. I know. I got lucky. Bob Dylan gave me a little 6 scale figure of Daisy. I think the beagle's name is Daisy. That is never not hard to watch. And a friend of mine that I recently watched the John Wick films with, she used to have a beagle. And I remember when she expressed interest in watching the other John Wick films, she's like, do any other dogs get hurt? And I was like, I can't promise you they don't. So yeah, that was a bit, just maybe because it was a gift from his wife. Russian Alfie Allen sucks. Han Figure says, beside Ballerina, what other John Wick characters would you get? I feel like someone's asked me this recently. I would really like to see Winston, and I think it's Sharon, who's at the front desk. I would love to see them. I think just because they're in all of them. They're in Ballerina, they're in John Wick. I hated the Marquise, so I don't know that I'd want him in a figure. I also, it's probably a bit of an un-Australian thing for me to say. I don't really like Ruby Rose as an actress either. Like, I know some people have kit bashed her character from John Wick Chapter 2. I feel like Batwoman was the only thing I liked her in, if I'm honest. So I feel like Winston and Sharon would be the two that I'd want. Because they're everywhere. I'd love to see it happen, but I'm not sure that it will. There was a third-party company that showed, I think they did a Marquise and a Winston, and the sculpts were not good, and I think they ended up cancelling those, so I don't think they ever got released. Winman42 says, it was a scale die-cast model, not 6 scale. Sorry, it's 13.25 inches, aka 34 centimeters long. Fair enough, because a 6 scale vehicle would be gigantic, so that's fair enough. Dark Knight Archive says, I'm hoping they add the dog before it's released. I'm surprised it was an accessory, but Hot Toys isn't very good at sculpting animal accessories. Look, they're not. Goose the cat is rough. Goose the cat is super rough. Crypto looked rough. But no, I did. I feel like that's the one thing I liked about the J&D figure was the dog. I'd love it. But yeah, Johnny comes with quite a few things. Did someone say Winston? Of course. I want the dog from the first movie. Too. Yeah, me too. I want to have both dogs. So John Wick, there's with both the standard and the Artisan, you're getting the same accessories, but then you've also got exclusive versions that come with this life-size gold coin. If that's something you desire, these things don't interest me. I'll be honest with you. I'm happy that the bonus accessory is something like this. I got really annoyed when the John Wick Chapter 4 accessory was a gun, because John Wick needs to come with all the guns. So I'm quite happy when it's these cards or whatever, and it's not something that's an accessory that kind of feels key to the figure. So have at it. Give away as many coins as you like, Howie Claws. But you're John Wick. If you're getting Artisan, you're getting the wool implanted hair. If you're getting sculpted, you're not. But with both, you are getting moving eyes, which is pretty much what we expect in 2025. You're getting quite a few guns, because as I said, John Wick comes with all the guns, both looks, which I'm so happy about. You get the suit and the turtleneck. You get the utility belt, again, super happy with. You get a stack of coins, you get some single coins, you get a pencil with a pencil. He's got a knife there and a bunch of swap out hands. So I'm happy about the swap out hands as well, because they're handy if you have a John Wick 2. I know people complain about the size of the John Wick 2 hands. Look at how many hands he comes with. So you can swap some of them out, particularly if you're like me and you're going to get 2. So look, this looks amazing. I cannot wait to pre-order this. I'm not sure if Sideshow has announced when the pre-orders for the Artisan are going up. I feel like Pop Culture won't list whatever they're getting for pre-order till after Sideshow. So I don't know if that date has been announced as yet. So I'm on Wick Watch. It's much better than being on Wang Watch, let me tell you. So yeah, I'm super excited to get this one. I'm so excited. Ari says it's life size, so an actual coin. That's cool. Yeah, it is cool. It is a cool accessory. A pencil, that is funny. It is very funny. Ash says number 2 came with a pencil as well. Oh, thank you, Ari. October 1st for Sideshow. So what's that? Is that Wednesday? I can't believe it's October. Yeah, Wednesday. Far out. I don't know where this year has gone. Cousin Anthony's here, ready for 6-scale collecting news with Snack Cousin, like Gambit said. I don't even know what that's meant to say. But I'm glad you're here, Cousin Anthony. Hope you're doing well. Hello, everyone. Hello, Paul. How are you doing? Happy Friday. Costa's here. Kalimera, Costa Tikamis. Costa, if you didn't say 2 Great Geeks, sent me this huge box of like tasty cakes. And Costa, I've been spending a lot of my week trying not to have a fun time with all of the tasty cakes. It's been hard to resist, because when I keep remembering that I have like 50 something like tasty cakes, that's all my mind thinks about. But I've been doing well to resist. I haven't opened any other boxes. I've been trying to resist. But yeah, they speak to me sometimes. They speak to me. You could be having tasty cakes. They're delicious. So I hope you're doing well, Costa. Happy Friday to you, my friend. Oh, the same day as the sculpted Anakin releases. Amazing. I'm so hyped for that. Go Anakin. People saying hello. A good choice sending Helen tasty cakes. I've never had them, Mike. So Costa had explained that they're local to him in Philadelphia, and I've never been to Philadelphia. So super kind. We tried the coffee cakes and we tried the peanut butter ones. I think they were called candy cakes. So good. And then I've also been sent, I want to say crimpets. And there's like some fudge cookie bars, I want to say. And then there's another one that I feel like is butterscotch. So many options. Candy cake. I love that cake is with 2 Ks. I do love that. I do love that it's cake with 2 Ks. John Wick. So hyped for John Wick. We got to move on. We got an unboxing to do, but we've got one more bit of newsy news. Chocolate cupcake. Thank you, Costa. Howie Claus loves you and wants you to be happy. He completes teams sometimes. Not all the times. Thunderbolts, Guardians of the Galaxy, many other teams say hello. But finally, all those people who said, I'm not ordering the Fantastic Four figures till they announce the Human Torch, here he is. Probably a little bit different to what some people expected. I think a lot of people, particularly wanting like a flame effect head, will that come out as some kind of exclusive down the line? Who knows? I do have some questions about this figure, but I know it's a Hot Toys announcement, so people were critical, the hair, the this, the that. I think this looks good. I think most Hot Toys figures look good, so maybe I'm not the best person to be reviewing stuff. But Johnny was announced. The Fantastic Four can be complete, and that in of itself, round of applause. Thank you, Hot Toys. This is what we like. You teased the team, we got the whole team, and that's how it should be. Please and thank you. So, 2 display modes. You've got just the standard figure body, and then you've got this like half flame effect that takes up the lower part of his body. And my biggest question with this flame effect for the lower part of the body, how do you display it? Because it's very like pointed at the bottom. How do you display it? They didn't show how the stand supports this. And even when they showed a picture of the display base, which we'll see later, there was no like pole. Is it a flight pole? Is it something magnetic? That's my biggest question. How do you make this stand when you're using this fire lower part of the figure? I don't know. That's my biggest question that I would like to know. How does that work? But you've got the multiple display options, so you can have him just in the suit. He's got the flame up fist. He's got the flame up lower part of the body. No sculpt, which, as I said, is disappointing, and I can understand that. I think people might have thought maybe the delay was because they were trying to refine some of those elements. But given they've just gone with one head sculpt, I'm not really sure what the delay is, because I've also included the family photo that they showed when they announced the first 3 figures. And this didn't particularly look different to what we saw in that. So what the delay was with this, I'm not entirely sure. So we've got a close-up look at the head sculpt. As I said, some people don't like it. It's a Hot Toys release. That's what happens. I think it looks fine. I seriously look at sculpted hair, and I feel like not only is Hot Toys getting better detail, I feel like they're doing a better job with lighter, blonder hair. I feel like at a time they were really not good at getting the color right, but I feel like they're improving. Let's check the comments. Ari says that's a figure for sure. I'm assuming you mean Johnny Storm. What the hell? Where's Gambit? Now you got me started, Helen. I'm sorry. He's with Eve Macaro. Finally, the Fantastic 3 becomes the Fantastic 4. Agreed. Display it next to a fire extinguisher. I'm sure someone has to have made a 6-scale fire extinguisher, right? Sharp Adero? I'm not sure how you said that correctly. How can I buy it? I don't know where you are in the world, but whatever retailer near you sells Hot Toys, like it's not up for pre-order just yet, so they've just announced it. But as I say, whatever retailer sells Hot Toys, if you're in the US, that would be Sideshow. I'm in Australia. I buy a lot of stuff from there from Pop Culture. If you're in Hong Kong, you can go down to a Hot Toys store. Depends on where you are. There's other websites like 16Kit. They'll have pre-orders. They ship everywhere in the world. So there'll be a lot of options to buy online. I'm assuming the figure splits at the waist to swap for the flame effect. I think so too, because it talked about the fact you can swap out the lower part of the body. And I was looking at the outfit, so I'm assuming that the belt must be a removable, and there must be some kind of Velcro or something that allows you to, or you know, like, because obviously if you have to remove the legs, I don't know if that's even how you do it, you must have to be able to undo part of that suit. So that's why I would just, like, I wish this would have been a cool one, because, you know, sometimes Hot Toys might do a little video. Like, I think it would have been cool if they maybe had, like, a little 60-second video just showing how that works. And as I said, how you stand that up. Because, like, I'm looking at, like, the photo where his leg's bent, and I'm going, his legs must be in there. But then the description made it sound like the lower part, like, is, like, he disconnected to put this flame effect on. So I don't know if that's just the flame effect is twisted to give that impression. I have so many questions. Like, I would like to know more about the mechanics of this figure and how it works. But as I said, how do you display it upright when it has this big flame effect on? That's what I'm not really sure about, and I would like to know. Mike says, glad to see Hot Toys completed this line. I'm not getting it. I was worried for a minute. Yeah, I think a lot of people were, and I could totally understand people's sentiment of going, I'm not going to order the rest of the family until they announce Johnny, because I feel like a lot of us thought they would have gone deeper into that Guardians of the Galaxy 3 line, and they didn't. So I can totally understand people taking that approach. I feel that way about the Thunderbolts. I pre-ordered Yelena thinking we'd at least get Alexi, maybe Bucky, and nothing to date. Who do I display her with? I don't know. Jaron says, I'm not feeling this figure. Head sculpt looks off to me. I actually like the Deadpool and Wolverine one slightly better. Oh, really? Chris Evans. Maybe the fire pegs into the base. Well, this is what I'm not sure about Deadpool red suit. Should I skip? That's the family photo. But, like, this is the photo showing, like, the base, right? So they don't show you what kind of connector there is. So to me, when I look at that base, it looks like part of, like, a flight pole. It looks like the plug part of a flight pole, but then the flight pole's not there. And given that flame effect looks pointed, I'm like, how does it work? Like, would it be magnetic? Is there a part of the flight pole? I want to say it's the inner Henry Cavill Superman. Like, you know how that plugs into the back? Like, does it plug into the red plastic effect? But then if you can twist that around to give it different, like, movements of the leg, like, where would you even position that? I don't know. Like, I'm so interested, and this is where this is the problem. Like, how is it going to be displayed at Secret Base? Because, you know, people in Hong Kong will go and take some pictures, but the flame effect might just be sitting on the shelf. It might not even be on the figure. So this is why I'm like, I'm so interested to know how this works. I'm so interested to know how it works. Mike says it's got to be a detachable torso. I can't see any other practical way to do it. I think so too. So I'm assuming there must be the belt's removable. There's a way to open up the suit, pop out the legs, I'm guessing. And even for me, I'd be worried doing that I'm going to damage something. I don't know that I'd want to be doing all of that for a figure. It feels like a lot. But yeah, as I say, now I'm looking at this, I'm thinking those legs positions are just the twisting of that fire effect. And even that, like, it's a fabric suit. Like, you would need to be careful. Like, some of the rough edges of that don't, like, snag the fabric. This is a hazard. This is a hazard. I would worry I would damage the suit. Yeah, the more I look at this, the more I'm going, God, I feel like this suit potentially could be prone to damage. I'm a little bit concerned. Mike says, don't remind me about the Thunderbolts, Helen. I really wanted characters from that line. I want Alexi. I wanted him so badly. I was so sure we were going to get Alexi to go with Yelena, and we have had nothing. It's very sad. Dark Knight Archive says, will Bob get this head sculpt and create a custom Eddie Munson from Stranger Things? Stay tuned. Look, probably. Bob's probably planned like 30 different kit bashes with this sculpt because that's what Bob does. The fire must plug into the flight pole hole. Maybe? But again, like, that's not a big... Like, the flight pole hole is not big. Like, I don't think people would want it to be some balancing act. I'm really intrigued to know how this works. Winman42 says, if they only display the flame effect on the side at the store, then they are idiots. Yeah, I mean, I think it would answer a lot of questions to see that. Like, I'm really surprised that, like, none of the photos show the stand. So they're obviously photoshopping something out, but I think that would be my question. Like, if I'm getting this, how do I actually display it in this mode if that's what I want? I don't know. I have a lot of questions. But this is the family all complete. 2 of the figures come with Herbert. 2 of them don't. I don't know what you do if you have 2 Herberts. Would you display them both? That's your call. You have a spare. But as I said, like, I think it's fantastic that Hot Toys, they've finished a line. Will this trend continue? No one knows. But if you are a Fantastic Four fan, you've got that option to have the full team licensed figures. I feel like all of the Fantastic Four figures I've seen in the past have been more third party. So nice to have something of a Hot Toys quality that you can buy. Winman42 says, epic fail to explain the poll very vaguely and not show it in the pics they just released. Do better, Hot Toys. Yeah, I was really surprised that something didn't show how that worked. I can understand for aesthetic. As I say, I think a lot of people do this. They Photoshop out the flight poles. It gives that layer of realism. But as I said, I'm looking at this going, I have questions about how easy is it going to be to damage this figure. And I think this is where, as I say, a little 60-second video on YouTube showing how you swap out the parts, how you use the display base. I think that would have been a smart thing to do because I feel like they've done that, and every now and then, like, you get a little video of a figure. And I feel like was it maybe the Artisan Joker or one of the Jokers? Did they do something about maintaining the hair? No, I think it was the WB100 Wonder Woman. They did a little video about the hair. So I just think you don't even need to say anything. Just have a video showing how you swap it out, how you use the display base, how do you actually display this thing? Because I say, the more I look at it, the more I'm thinking of, like, possible ways it could get damaged. And no one wants to think that when they first look at a figure. It should just be like, oh my God, this is amazing. Not, I'm worried twisting the flame effect's going to snag on the fabric, and how do I actually balance the flame effect on the base? Mike says, I kind of want to put this out there because I don't know if I'd even want it, but would someone even be interested in a fully engulfed flame on version of Johnny? Well, this is the thing. Like, I did see quite a few people comment that they were disappointed there wasn't the flame head. I don't know if that's the right term. So I think there are people that wanted that option. Some people are like, oh, is that going to be the 2.0 exclusive? Ha ha ha. Who knows with Hot Toys? But I kind of expected that to be included. Like, if you think of like Mr. Fantastic, he's got that whole sort of stretched out lower torso. There's all these other options. I feel like if you didn't want to give it in the standard release, you could have done it like a DX. Like, you could have had the standard as just Johnny with maybe just the fire up hands, and then the DX could have been with the flame torso effect, flame head, and you could have done it that way. They did DXs for Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic, so they could have easily done a DX for this as well. Pretty sure you can buy one with Herbie and one with that. Is that for the Human Torch? I thought that was just for Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman, because I don't even think oh I want to call him Ben, but he's the thing, right? He doesn't come with a Herbie. And that's why I was like, some people come with a Herbie option and some people don't. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Where's the team? They look good together. As I say, it's nice that we can complete a team in the MCU. And this is everything you're getting. Again, there's an exclusive version that includes one of these collector cards with a metal tin. I've got absolutely no problem, as I said before, with these exclusive accessories like this, which don't impact on the figure. So what you get with this is pretty simple, but I think also a lot of questions remain. So you're getting rolling eyes, which is what we expect. You're getting the flame effect hands, the flame effect lower body. You're getting some swap out gloved hands and a base with some kind of connection that we don't know because it's not in the picture. It would have been so easy to even just have had a picture to say, because like with the Superman figure, they talked about how it was like magnetic. Like, tell us how this works. I think that would have been nice for you to tell us how this works. But they didn't, so I don't understand. Mike says, I think a nice accessory with this Johnny would have been a record player and a separate record. Apparently records are what you used to listen to music on. Yeah, he could have had some other accessories as well. Like, I was thinking that. Like, it was quite light on, so I think given that is the case, I can kind of understand why people are a bit annoyed he doesn't come with the flame effect head. Just a lot of red plastic that this guy comes with. So yeah, as I say, I can understand that. Maybe he could have come with I don't know, something to like represent the Silver Surfer. I don't know what that would be, but maybe there could have been something. I don't know. 2 ticks. That's the end of the newsy news, guys. So you know what that means. First of all, it's 10 minutes to midnight. Lucky me. We're going to look at Endgame Wanda. I'm excited. Don't know where Shuri is. She was there with her burst of energy before. What happened to Shuri? Couldn't tell you. She came in like a wrecking ball, and then she's disappeared. I'm going to move my mic to give me a bit more space. If you cannot hear me as well, let me know, because I'm just trying to clear a little bit of room because I don't have the biggest space to unbox. And Wanda, it's a pretty big box. DX35 Endgame Wanda. Very excited. Very, very excited. Because oh, there you are, Madame. Shuri's just walked in. She heard her name. She heard her name and she appeared. Are you going to say hi or not? Sue can have Herbie or without Mr. Fantastic does too. There she is. Look at her. Look at my little Shuri. Doing her claws. Little monkey. Yeah, I was surprised that 2 figures came with Herbie. And if I'm remembering correctly, I feel like the Herbie was the accessory for both of them that was like in the exclusive, which seemed a bit funny. Unboxing, let's go. It's time. I know what you're feeling, Helen. It was such a good experience unboxing this Wanda. It felt very high end because of all the foam. Yeah, a DX packaging is just it's a little bit special, isn't it? Unboxing segment. Congrats, Helen. Another great addition to your collection. I can't wait. I tried so hard to find Civil War Wanda. And every time I'd find her, she would be like 750 Australian dollars and the jacket's like flaking. It's got damage. And I'm like, I don't mind paying good money for it, but not when it's damaged. So when Howie Claws went, that's okay, Helen. I'm going to give the Endgame Wanda. I said, thank you, Howie Claus. Shuri, I know, my little monkey. She's so cute. So, pretty box, pretty Wanda box. And that's totally not the side to, oh, goodness. Oh, I thought this was like a slip cover, but it looks like it also has a little, okay, a little bit different. That's fine. It's also got a part that I have to pull out. Come on. We're getting there. We're getting there. I feel like they often just slip in. They don't have this little... That's fine. It's a box. No one really cares about the box, right? Maybe I didn't need to do that. Hello. Did I just undo that unnecessarily? I feel like I did. It did not feel like that box was just going to slide out. Unboxing things at midnight's also probably not the smartest thing that I do, but it's fine. It's fine. I do love that. Got some comments. The box is the only thing I care about. Me too. I will say I kept her in the very simplistic pose because I didn't feel comfortable stressing the pants material. I have her standing straight with both arms bent upwards slightly and magic hands effects. Yeah, I'm trying to... I understand that because I feel like her pants will be similar to Mantis's. And I was very mindful when I did Mantis that I didn't want anything to stress the pants. So I'm hoping Cousin Anthony will help me pose her because I do want her in a flight pose because I'm going to have her hovering. So then Captain Marvel, Rescue, and Wanda will be hovering. But I'm all about cool pose but safe pose because I don't want pants to deteriorate, things to deteriorate. So I hear you because I'm a bit the same. I'm a bit worried about that. And I am bummed out that we didn't get like leather, like it's still a pleather material is my understanding. Yes, typically they have the sleeve instead of that type of box. This is a tad better option. Sculpted hair, Wanda, of course. I'm perfectly fine with sculpted hair. Perfectly fine. Wanda, Hot Toys presents DX Series Scarlet Witch 1/6 scale collectible figure DX35. This feels like a Joker where a lot of this is diorama base. So we've got the huge, impressive flame effect base here. I do have like a USB-C cable here, so I'm hoping I can plug it in. Get the light up. We're going to get the light up happening, Shuri. What do you say? She says nothing because she's a cat. That's exactly what I wanted to do, Helen, a flight pose. If you manage to get it to work, please show me how. Yeah, I will. I guess depending on what we do, like Anthony might make it into a posing video. But yeah, I will, when I work it out, I will take a photo. Because I also want to take some photos of my updated A-Force display now that I'll have the proper Wanda in there. Nice box art. It is a lovely box art. Benjamin E. Green. Greetings, Helen, from New York, USA. Well, greetings to you from Western Australia. Hope you're doing well. Congratulations on Wanda. I have the WandaVision version. I still need a Vision, though. That 2.0 Vision they did looked quite good. Like, they'd made some improvements from the Age of Ultron one. Okay. Are you gonna come? Say hello? You got fans. You gonna come? I'm not sure if I'm gonna be lucky enough to get 2 Shuri walks. No, she's off. Oh, Shuri, you're such a tease. Okay. So I'm learning the easiest thing is to take Wanda in her foam out from this box because we've got a whole lot of things. And, you know, Helen likes to read the instructions. I appreciate it's probably really boring to watch Helen read the instructions. So I probably won't read the instructions on screen. And this is the interesting thing because I love a diorama base. Don't get me wrong. Like 89 Batmobile, I'm Batman. I'm here for it. But the big boxes, like I'm not going to lie, like this room, I'm at capacity for storage. And even like the armory box is like right there because I don't even know where I'm going to put it. So that's the one downside is these boxes are getting a little bit out of control. Not going to lie. And the fun thing with these giant clamshells is trying to remove the top layer without having hands and little intricate accessories like Wanda's necklace go everywhere. So let's hope that I can achieve that feat. Come on, be my friend. I'm almost there. I don't know if you can hear half that rustling, so I'm sorry if that is annoying to people. Holy dooly. Bit of a funky plastic smell. This base has been something I've been hyped for. And I know that might sound super nerdy, but that's cool. Because when I first wanted Wanda hovering, I didn't think of diorama bases. But now with this, I feel like I want to find a way to incorporate this because this looks so cool. This looks fantastic. It is quite big, actually. Let me have a tape measure, believe it or not. Ooh. It's around, I'm going to call it 8.5 inches, which is like about 22 centimeters in width. So it's got quite a footprint on it. But I love it. You've got so many different like shades of coloring. Even within the flame effects, you've got these little rock pieces. You've got the wood pieces. You've even got the crack through there. That's so cool. Where do we plug in? Ah, found it. USB-C cable, because totes profesh. So not profesh. I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like that's part of my charm, right? So, look at that. That looks very cool. That looks very cool. I think there's 2 modes, isn't there? Isn't there like a... Oh, yeah. So this is like the sort of flashing mode. That's cool. Which ones do you like better? Do you like the flashing or do you like the constant lit up? I feel like the flashing one is a little bit more dramatic. Like both look cool, but having that just like little sort of flashing effect. That looks nice. I like this a lot. That's cool. That's so cool. Look. Like Campfire Helen. Look, I'm like Darth Maul. No, I'm not like Darth Maul. He's the red guy, right? Lol. A flight pole, standard flight pole, screws in. Not really going to screw it in. It's fine. You know what a flight pole looks like. We all know what a flight pole looks like. Excitement Plus. Eye adjusting tool. You know what it is. We got wrist pegs. We got hands. Pretty standard Wanda hands. They're gloved with her little poses that she does with the flame effects. We've got 5 additional hands on top of the 2 that come on Wanda herself. And then we've got the little mini red magic effects. They look quite nice as well, because you do have like sort of blacker bits that are more red. Very cool. So there was 2 of them, and then there was 2 of these bigger flame effects. So these remind me of the ones that I had with the Age of Ultron Wanda as well. But again, they're done really nicely. Like, you do have some darker bits, some lighter bits. I really like them. They're super cool. And then Wanda also comes with her necklace. Which I have been told this necklace is a little bit short. So I have wondered if I use the Age of Ultron necklace on the Endgame Wanda, but like silver chain. It's got the little, I think it's like a red stone. It's a pretty simple little necklace there. So not a lot of accessories for a DX. When I think of other oh wow, it's really setting a mood, isn't it? I feel like what was that game in the 90s? Oh my god, a story time with Helen. It's like that game, and you put in like a VHS, and it was like this scary game. God, I'm so not describing this all. I'm trying to remember what it was called. You like played at sleepovers. What the hell is it called? I don't know. Got a lot of comments. What did you say she comes with? Instruct, what's that word? Yeah, I've joked in the past that I feel like it's just the women who read the instructions. It's fine. I don't expect you to know what they are, Mike. I love the base. It's so good. I still need the cable to light it. I've said this before, and I don't know that what I want exists. I really wish that there were, because I don't want to run wires out of my cabinet. I wish there was like power banks that were like remote controlled or Bluetooth enabled. I don't think they exist, but that's my dream. I'm sorry, Helen, but that would also work so well for the new Anakin figure. Everything works with Anakin. Such a cool base. I'm curious to see it lit up. Well, I do feel like this like flashing effect is cool. Benjamin says your background wall display is looking great. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I often wonder about having the different style of cabinets. I question so much stuff. It makes it feel more alive. That's a really good way to describe it. Flashing. Darth Maul, she is a fan. I'm not a fan. The red guy. Yeah, like Darth Maul's the red guy, right? The flashing effect. Very cool. Costa, you're a legend. Nightmare. Yes. It was called Nightmare. And you played the VHS tape, and then you had to, there was like a board game, and then you'd pause the tape and you'd have to do certain things with the game. And oh my God, I'm going to drop a Star Wars reference. I feel like the guy had like, I can't believe I'm going to say this, like Palpatine vibes. Like he had like a cloak or something, and he was very pale and creepy looking. I'm positive Nightmare was the game. And I feel like I was maybe 12 or 13 when it came out. And it was like this scary game and you'd play it at sleepovers. That's about all I remember about it because my memory is shocking. But yeah. So as I said, guys, like I feel like the biggest draw card with the accessories is the base. Like a lot of the other DXs I've gotten have had a lot more accessories. Like I think of like the DX33, there was lots of guns, weapons. But Wanda has her magic effects. Like I don't know what else she could have come with. So I'm kind of glad that they gave us this elaborate base to kind of make up for the lack of accessories. So I can deal with that. That's fine. Oh, Ash, my brother played that. Costa, he did look like Pal. Thank you, because I was like, am I going to sound like a mad woman? I'm so glad you're here. I think of like the cloak and that. He looks like Palpatine. I can't believe. I know what a freaking Palpatine is. What is this hobby doing to me? I never heard of that game. Of course, I was like 40 in the 90s. Were you? Yeah, fair enough. I as I say, it was. I feel like it was an early 90s game. People chatting to Costa. I was too young, had to leave the room. Oh no, you weren't allowed to play Nightmare. I feel like the friends that had Nightmare, like had older siblings. And then like you would, yeah. That's fine. No one wants to talk about Nightmare. They want to talk about Wanda, and that's fine. I love this base. This base is so cool. Let's get Wanda. This is going to be like the quickest unboxing because seriously, Wanda doesn't come with a lot. It's funny because I think I've made this comment before that when I stream, I don't have the room lights on because the cabinet lights look really bright on the camera. So sometimes when I unbox, I'm a bit like, oh, I need a bit more light. And I want a little bit more light on Wanda because I've been waiting for Wanda for the longest time. I want to be able to see that sculpt a bit better. Oh. I have to say, this jacket's quite interesting because it does feel like there's a combination of different fabrics, which I'm down with if that improves the longevity of it. And I have to say, you totally can't move the head. I'm fine with that. I really like this sculpted hair. I love this sculpted hair. I know there's the Artisan, people like rooted hair. Those curls are going to need some maintenance. I don't maintain these curls. I'm not maintaining her curls. So for me, I really love the hair on this. As I say, I know it's not going to be able to articulate. I'm not going to be doing any crazy poses with this where I'm going to need to move her head. So I'm kind of not mad about that. We've got the back. And you can see, there's layers to the sculpted hair. Like, yes, it is a big block here, but there are layers to it. As I said, you're not going to be able to move that much. The articulation is very limited with the sculpted head sculpt. I'm not going to remove the plastic for now, just because, as I say, this room's a bit dark for me. But I think the outfit's looking cool too. So as I said, I feel like this jacket has a mix of some different fabrics, which I'm hoping will be good for the longevity of it. There's definitely some wires, so you can sort of do a little bit of posing with the jacket. Oh, it is a split cut boot. I wasn't sure at first. It looked like it might have been one solid piece, but no, it's definitely a split cut boot, which we appreciate because that gives us more movement. And so many of the earlier Hot Toys female figures, like a lot of the Black Widow figures, were like just a single boot, and it really limited posing and getting it right. Just trying to... She's got a bit of padding under her arms. Why not? You do you, Wanda. I never know what to do with those little padding bits. Like, do people keep them? Like, I sometimes feel inclined to keep, like, the plastic bits the figures are wrapped in, but then I never put them back on the figure. And when I sell them, if I sell them, that doesn't happen often, I just have this, like, wad of, like, random plastic bits. I'm like, do people want them? Do they not? It's quite interesting because the pants... The material does feel similar to the Mantis one, but it's quite interesting because it is actually quite... I'm guessing it deliberately baggy and loose around the knee. So I'm kind of wondering if that's going to help with posing, because if you're putting her in a flight pose and you're going to bend the knee, I'm hoping that's going to mean the suit is a bit more durable to that, because the fabric is fully stretched out when the knee is bent. When it's straight, it's a little bit crinkled. So that's an interesting design. And I don't have the Civil War one to know if that's the same. But I'm hoping that's going to help with the durability to pose it. Because see there, like it's smooth there, but then this one has that sort of wrinkle around the knee. So I'm hoping that means we can pose her a little bit more. And the split cup boot design is also going to help with the flying pose, because you will be able to point her toe a bit more down for a flight pose. So I like it. I like it a lot. Got the corset. Corset looks really nice. Jacket looks good. The elbow articulates quite a bit. Like, that's well past 90. So the head can't move much, but the rest of her can. Arms are moving quite freely. Goodness, backwards you can go quite a way. With the torso, what can we do? So you've got a joint here. You can get a bit of movement there. If we got another... Because sometimes they have multiple. I don't think this one does, but you still get a bit of... You can move the torso side to side. The legs you can move a bit. I would be a bit wary of stretching the fabric, but you still get a bit of movement in the legs, depending on how brave you want to be with that kind of stuff. The knee, that poses, that comes back a lot, which is impressive. I don't know why you'd do a wide stance, but I would worry about the fabric there. But as I said, I do like the idea of the fabric being a little bit loose at the knee. I don't know if that is accurate to how the pants look in the movie. I'm not a study every minute detail of the figure, and then it must be 3 wrinkles, and I don't. I'm very much, does it look cool? Do I like it? And Wanda looks cool and I like it. I really do. I've wanted this for the longest time. Like, as I say, like, I was trying to hunt down Civil War Scarlet Witch. I never got lucky enough to get her. You know, given the amount of time that had passed for Endgame, I totally didn't think we were getting this. So I'm absolutely delighted that we've got this Endgame version of Scarlet Witch. I like the color of this hair a lot. I feel like at one point, the hair got really orange with Wanda, and I didn't like that. So even with the Endgame Scarlet, the Civil War Scarlet Witch, I feel like the hair let it down a little bit, but from a color perspective, it wasn't, again, it might have been screen accurate. I didn't love it. But this, I do like. I'm just trying to get... I want to show her on the base. I don't want you to fall, Wanda. Iron Logan. Oh, I remember what it is now. Because I was posing with Iron Logan and my Bane felt very top heavy and hard to balance. And he told me this trick, which I just remembered now, where if your figure feels top heavy, if you put it on a surface and hold the shoes and then sort of push it back, you can get it feeling more balanced. So my Wanda was not feeling balanced. So I'm just trying to get her balanced so I can show her on the screen, on the diorama base. Please be balanced, Wanda. I don't want you to fall. Okay, I'm going to have to hold Wanda. That's fine. Do not fall. Do not fall, Wanda. Do not fall, my friend. But this is... be balanced. Endgame Scarlet Witch. Pulsing diorama base. She looks fantastic. I'm going to try to hide behind her so you can see her better. This looks cool. She looks so amazing. Even just having her standing in the base, it looks so dramatic. If you had this plugged in and you just had the figure on the base, that still in and of itself is a cool display. So I am going to try to find a way to incorporate this diorama into my Endgame display. These things always need a little screwdriver, and I don't have one with me to actually even use this because I was thinking I would use it to secure Wanda in place. But that's not going to work because I don't have a little screwdriver handy. This is the thing. She's balanced to stand, but I feel like there's an unevenness to the rocks. So then it's one thing to get her balanced on the table, but then trying to get her balanced on the diorama is like different. And this is where, do you know what would have been cool? If like the Joker diorama, you had the like, if I'm remembering correctly, please tell me if I'm not, I feel like there was a foot peg. So if you didn't want to use the stand, you could just peg the foot in. Am I making that up or is that true? I feel like that was a thing with something at least. All right. I'm thinking, I'm hoping, I'm praying Wanda is a little bit more balanced. And this is where maybe in time Helen gets a better unboxing space because this is tricky. Because I'm trying to hold her up. She looks amazing. She looks so cool. What more can you say? Worth the wait. That's what I'll say. Worth the wait. This was definitely worth the wait. I'm incredibly stoked with Wanda. Where am I up to? Where am I up to? Star Wars is growing on her. Reviews coming soon. Reviews coming never. Yeah, I'm falling apart. I'll be 62 in October. Old man collector, which means I'm a collector that's old. I don't collect old men. They are rather expensive, I hear. Oh, wow. Fair enough. Fair enough. She looks high. She does not ash. Don't hate on anything that's not Deadpool. It's fine. You don't have to buy the other figures. No one's making you buy non-Deadpool. But Wanda's amazing. I had her balanced. I feel like these rocks are not even. So you have to get it just right for her to stand. And I had it, and then I had to knock her because I'm really smart. Stay, Wanda. Okay, I'll hold you. That's fine. I can't articulate a head. It's fine. You're right on Helen sculpted all the way. High five. Yeah, I feel that way. And I know they did improve. I feel like they improved the color of the rooted hair. But I feel like I prefer sculpted hair. And the Age of Ultron Wanda had rooted hair. And I feel like I was kind of lucky that mine wasn't too much of an unruly mess, but it's not sitting like beautifully like this. It's not. As I say, I feel like a flying pose, a walking pose, whatever, her head can be straight on. It's fine. I never keep the plastic bits. Fair enough. I always debate it. I always just feel like I've got them if they want them. They're there. Me watching Helen bend this figure. Why? I was just trying to... Well, because I just wanted to show the articulation because I was like, there's not much to say. There's not much accessories. There's not... Like, the outfit's pretty simple. So I thought I would show people the articulation. I thought that would be helpful. Looks great with the base. 100%. She looks... That's why I need to find a way to incorporate this into my A-Force display. But then I feel like, because Captain Marvel has the Avengers base and Wanda would have the Flame base, I'm like, I feel like does Rescue then need some kind of base? And what would that be? Because I have the Avengers 1 Hulk base, which is a bit of a rock base, but then I don't know how I would incorporate a flight pole into that, and that is in like a cupboard, so I would need to like dig out that box and work it out. So I do feel like Rescue would need some kind of diorama base as well to make that seem correct. Our next two Greek Geeks will be an all Star Wars episode. Bring on Miss Allison. Like, yeah, I'll invite Miss Allison and I'll take the night off. I'll just eat my tasty cakes and watch you lovingly from a distance. Girls Squad is complete now. Sadly not, because I don't have a Okoye. I really want an Okoye for my A-Force. I don't think Howard's making me one, but I've always felt like, is the team complete without her? I don't know that it is. And this is where I'm like, third party anybody. If you want to make me an Okoye, I'm in. So I would say it's as complete as it can be right now, but I really hope we get an Okoye at some stage. Not hating on it, she just looks high. I don't think so. The eyes probably do need a bit of adjusting. I'm not the best at posing eyes. I fully admit that. Except for Okoye, yeah, sadly not. The body's much better than the Civil War version. The Civil War version was way too skinny. Oh, interesting. I never got that one. Keith, if you have the Civil War version, did it have these sort of wrinkles in the pants, or is that a new thing? Because I feel like with Mantis, she doesn't have those wrinkles in the pants. So that's why I was really mindful of how to pose her. But that's what I like about this Wanda one, because I feel like if you wanted to have her in a bit of a flight pose with one of the knees bent, you can kind of do that without putting stress on the suit. So that makes me quite excited to pose this. Cousin Anthony, if you're still watching, maybe we can pose this together soon for the A-Force, because I think that would be lovely. I'm annoyed. I had her balanced on the rocks, and now she's not balanced on the rocks. And I don't have a little screwdriver to use on the base but to get the flight stand in. But seriously, just lovely. Look at that. Got the base. She's so good. Focus on Wanda. Focus on Wanda. I'm super happy with this. Super happy with this. I just need to find some kind of Bluetooth remote control power bank thing because even with like my vehicles, I'd love to just have like an app on my phone or some remote where I just. So I feel like with the armories, you could do that because they have remotes, but with the vehicles, you've got like switches you have to. And I don't want to take off the acrylic panels, flick the switch. I just want to be able to go bang, bang, bang. Like with my cabinets. Like I just have an app on my phone. I come into the room. I can turn on all of them, one of them. I can dim them. Like I've got full control on my cabinet lighting through a phone app. And that's what I want with my figures. But I might be wanting something that doesn't exist. Cousin, yes, let's pose Wanda. Amazing. Amazing. But as I said, I feel like I need to find some kind of equivalent base for rescue. Because I feel like, is that going to look odd if like Wanda and Carol have these like impressive bases and then rescues like Povo? She's got nothing. She's got nothing. Guys, almost a 2.5 hour stream. I don't know. Does anybody want to talk about, I'm probably not going to talk about the in-art because I don't know what a Nazgul is and I can't offer anything. Because people at the start were mentioning Jazz Inc. Did people want to talk about Jazz Inc? I did watch the Jazz Inc. stream. Because I'm not gonna lie, I have some interest in the 12th scale Batwing. I think I've said countless times that when I work out this room, I eventually want to move my 89 to 97 display into this case. And it turns out that the Batwing would fit in my garage display cabinet. So there was a part of me that wondered, do I get that? Because I would have no room for the 6 scale one. I've seen that thing's as tall as me. It's just not going to happen. But the 12th scale, that's like very much more space friendly. I won't say very, but it's still substantial, but I could make it work. So then I kind of wondered, could I use the Batwing almost as a divider and on one side have the Burton figures and on the other side have the Schumacher film figures? I don't know. Because my other thing is, my recollection of the Batwing, like the 6 scale one, was that was not a vehicle that people had issues with. Like, I don't remember there being a lot of QC problems with that, even with the really early batches. So it feels like that mechanically was really sound. So I'm like, do I, don't I? I don't know. Because the pricing as well is very good. I think it was, God, do I still have it on my phone? Like, the shipping was only $40 to Australia, like 40 US, which I was surprised. That's pretty low. John Wick cost me a lot more than that. John Wick cost me like 90 US. It was a bit over $500 Australian shipped. I think that was for the option 4, which I was like, okay, that's like, even price-wise, that's pretty good. And they've got the 12-month plan. So I'm like, do I want a Batwing? I don't know. So I'm keen to know, is anyone else considering the 12th scale Batwing? Because I think you think of some of these vehicles, like even the Dark Knight Rises, the Bat, they had to do that in 12th scale because that would have been way too big. So I'm keen to know. I'm keen to know, what are people thinking? It's like anybody, like, I think they've got their own Kickstarter platform, so it's through their website, not Kickstarter itself. Like, has anybody ordered? I think there's 60 days to order, so I'm keen to know, what are we thinking? Has anybody ordered it? Has anybody pulled the pin on it? 21.5 hours to go. Oh, no, I would be a wreck. A Nazgul is a Dementor on a horse. I know what a Dementor is. I do know what a Dementor is. I've read Harry Potter. I'm probably going with the all-in version on the Batwing. And this is the thing, like, the stand, the display stand is so clever. I think that's such a clever inclusion. Like, and again, it's another thing where I'm like, well, it's on a stand. I could tilt it down and I could still have quite a bit of space to put my figures around it. And I think for the price difference, yeah, I would probably just go all in, to be honest. How do you rank your Batman movies from Bale, Clooney, Pattinson, Keaton, Kilmer? Oh, okay. Bale is my number one. Bale is my number one. Keaton would be my number two. Then I would go Pattinson. You haven't got Batfleck on there, which I'm fine with because I don't really like Batfleck. I'd go Pattinson, Kilmer, Clooney. I find Batfleck hard to rate because he didn't have a Batman movie. Like, everything was like an ensemble. So I never really felt I got a good feeling for him. But if I had to put him in there, and this will probably offend people, I'd maybe have him after Kilmer. Sorry, not sorry. First a Darth Maul and a Palpatine reference, now wanting a Jazz Inc. vehicle. Is this Allison? Maybe it's been Allison all along. Oh my god, like Agatha all along. Yeah, it's funny because like the Batwing is incredible. Like, I just never would have had room for it. And as I say, I saw it in Bob's collection, amazing. But at that size, like, even getting it to Australia, I just couldn't fathom how much that postage would be. But that 12th scale one is a game changer. And as I say, the thing that kind of makes it more enticing is, as I said before, I feel like when the Batwing came out, there was no, that I can remember, big QC issues or problem. I feel like of all the vehicles they released, that was the most solid. So I'm like, if that was solid and it's at a smaller scale, like, I feel like that gives me a bit more, I don't know, I've clearly not pre-ordered it yet, but I'm entertaining it, as you know, Cousin Anthony, because you saw my schematic of how I was going to try to make this work in my garage display. But I had wondered what people thought about it and if people had ordered. Collection obsession, I'm getting the Batwing. Okay, cool, nice. I have the 1/6 Batwing coming, so I won't get the 12th. Yeah, fair enough. If you got the 1/6 one coming, you do not need that. Helen, is there a decent 1/6 Kilmer Bruce Wayne figure available? All I've seen to date has been customs. Mars Toys did tease a Val Kilmer sculpt. So whether they go ahead and do the Val Kilmer Bruce Wayne, I'm not entirely sure. I definitely feel like there's been a bit of a renewed popularity for the Val Kilmer Batman, sadly, since Val passed. That figure hung around at Pop Culture for the longest time on discount and then suddenly was sold out. So they did show a head sculpt, which looked really nice. So I'm hoping Mars Toys would do it. I think the figures that they've made in that 89 to 97 line are really nice. Like the Alfred's great, the Mr. W's great, Riddler, Two-Face. I'm quite invested in their figures in that line. I think it would be smart for them to do. So I'm hoping so, but the only ones I know of are custom, and customs ain't cheap. Like the sculpts, to get something sculpted, painted, that in and of itself was probably, I want to say, $300-400 US easily. So yeah, let's hope Mars Toys comes through with the goods, because I think that's probably our best hope to get a Kilmer Batman. Helen, the 12th scale Batwing, if you don't get it now, it will cost much more on the aftermarket. Yeah, I know that too. And even aftermarket would be tricky because it's not the kind of thing I'd want to get posted from overseas. And I know it's coming from overseas, but to buy it from another collector overseas, like, what if it's damaged? Like, I know people often talk to the support that Yoast supplies, and if things are damaged, even in the stream, he was talking about replacement parts he sent out to people. So I think it's different when you're buying directly from the manufacturer. You're going to get that assurance of, if something's damaged, they will help. Whereas if I'm getting it through another collector, and something's wrong with it, I feel like that's kind of my issue I'm out to see. So if I was going to get it, I would be buying it direct. I wouldn't be waiting for a reseller. But also, I'm keen to see, because 3,000 units, I'm keen to see how that goes, because I guess I've never known like production numbers for some of the Jazz Inc. stuff. Like I know they had made the comment that the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman had sold well. And what does that mean? I don't know. And then in the stream that Yost did last night, he said Catwoman was at about 4,000 units. And I was like, okay, interesting. Because for me, I was thinking, is that 10,000? I don't know. And Yost had shared that the sort of point they're trying to reach with figures generally is around 500. If they get 500, they feel okay. But then, like, I know they'd made mention that the Penguin numbers were low. And again, I was like, what is low? What does that mean? And he did say that the Danny DeVito Penguin was sitting at 700 pre-orders. And I was like, okay, that was much lower than what I expected. And I do, I've said this before, I do feel like maybe those numbers have suffered because people want to see how the Catwoman comes out. But it's interesting because then Yost had said other figures that he was considering, like the Vicky Vale. He said, look, I don't know that I can do that, because if Danny DeVito Penguin is sitting at these numbers, like I can't see how I'm doing 500 Vicky Vales. And the thing that surprised me was he said he was feeling a bit iffy on the Uma Thurman Catwoman Poison Ivy, which surprised me because I feel like that one would be quite popular, and particularly with Hot Toys doing Mr. Freeze and Mars Toys doing Bane, I feel like I've got to think you're doing at least 500 Uma Thurmans, surely. So it'll be interesting because now he's got this sort of Kickstarter platform within his own website. Maybe that's what we'll see. Maybe for some of these more niche projects, he had a phrase for it. I can't remember it. He doesn't call it Kickstarter, but maybe that's what they will do for things they're not sure about. Maybe they'll do it as this crowd-funded, or more like a pledge thing, because you're not paying till they get the number that they need to see. Like maybe that might be the approach they take, and maybe that's not a bad thing, because so many people, I want a duck boat, I want this, I want that, and then when it comes to dropping the money, like where are they? So maybe something like this is a much better way for them to go. Often's here, better late than never. Hello all. Hello to you, Often. Yes, your display room prep schematics are impressive. It's Batman prep level detailed. I think Cousin Anthony was a bit shocked that I'd like to draw things out so I know like what I'm going to display where. And I find it helps me like arrange displays or just work out my display space. But it did help me picture, could the Batwing work? And I'm like, oh, maybe it could. Benjamin's ordered set 4. That's fair enough, because you get the mini Batman with that, so I can understand getting that. Cousin Anthony says, so that's one of the things people don't understand. A large factor in the pricing of Jazz Inc. is the low production numbers. Tooling and licensing is insanely expensive for small production runs. I didn't know. Like literally when Yost was talking about like 500 sort of being the starting point, because as I said, when he said that Penguin numbers were low, I didn't think hundreds. I would have thought, oh, what's low, like 2,000? So yeah, it was a real eye opener to hear some of the figures, like as in the quantities of how some of these things have gone. And Yost did say that he expects when there's more shown of the Catwoman that the Penguin pre-orders would go up a bit. So I guess if he's got that ability to keep the pre-orders open for longer, that's probably not a bad thing. It was quite interesting in his stream. He didn't show a lot of the Catwoman, but he talked about the way they've evolved the sculpt to have a a bit more of the layers, if that makes sense, like the mouth, the teeth, the eyes, the mask. So like if you're interested in some of that like construction and behind the scenes, like there was some interesting like little visuals that he showed of those sculpts as well. So yeah, there was some interesting updates as to what they plan to do. And I remember he also said he was going to do a survey and he was hoping people would give him some feedback to help him prioritize the future projects and what sort of would be the things that they would look to do. Because lots of people want different things, but I think he wants that sort of bigger view than just like the few people that vote in Facebook polls. So yeah, that I think he said they would put the survey through their newsletter and on their website and through their social media. So if you want to have a say on what they're making, I'd keep an eye out for that. I don't know if there's much else to talk about. We've gone for 2 hours 40. Happy Saturday to me. Wanda, still looking amazing. I don't want her to fall. But look at that. She looks so good. I have no idea if she's in stock anywhere, but as I say, we get things later in Australia, that's fine. But she's so good. Look at that sculpt. I'm so very happy. So very happy. Where's the foam? I'm gonna... Oh, don't mind me. I'm just gonna pop her away. But I'm happy. Cousin Anthony, are we gonna film our posing of Wanda? Because I did have people say they want posing inspo. So if you're up for that, I think that would be popular with people. But yeah, this base, seriously. I need someone to invent wireless or remote control power banks. This is my current dream. If anybody hears of such a thing, please message me. I would love to know. Theory, I think for whatever reason, the wait for Jazz Inc. Catwoman production version is seen. I believe the Penguin will go through the roof. Yeah, Yo said a similar thing, and I think it's true. I think if they nail that, people start getting it in hand and there's positive sentiment, 100%. So I do feel like it's worth it for him if he can keep those pre-orders open till the Catwoman release. Like, I know for me, I want to see the Catwoman before I drop another pre-order. Like, the figures are not cheap. I understand the pricing that they're at. I'm also battling a horrible Australian exchange rate. So I do think people want to see what it's like because, you know, the prototypes are made by very skilled artists, handmade. And Yost has even said people want to see, you know, the factory version, and they're, you know, he said they're trying to get it as close as possible. People want to know what that is. I'm definitely in that boat. So yeah, if I get Catwoman and she's amazing, I'm interested in Penguin. But until I get that, and I think particularly like as I discussed with Costa on Two Greek Geeks, because the NRDs are high as well, and I don't like to cancel figures. I really don't like to leave sort of business owners in the lurch with that. I want to feel confident when I'm placing that pre-order. So, Helen, I sent you a link for a remote control power bank video to your Instagram. Oh, okay, cool. I feel like I saw one, but it was like crazy expensive. Like, I'm talking 200 something US, and given I did multiple, I was like, that's out of my price range. And then I saw God, is it on this piece of paper? I have pieces of paper everywhere. Hang on. Cousin Anthony, this is another schematic I drew. Literally, I'm drawing displays. So another option I saw was remote controlled outlet switches. So, but that would still need like cables to hubs to a power board. And as I said, I don't want to have to run cables out of the cabinets. I'm trying to keep everything contained. So thank you. I will check that out. Maybe I just need to wait for the technology to become more mainstream and it will be more available and at a better price. I don't know. Flexin one. Welcome, new name. I've delayed PO for Penguin because the NRD is too high. I plan to pick up at least the Mare Deluxe, if not the 2-pack. Yeah, you're not alone in that. The NRD was a lot higher. And that was one of the things Costa and I discussed. Like, could there have been a way that instead of that amount, like let's say through kit, instead of that being a full NRD, could that have been a deposit and a portion of that be non-refundable? Like, could there have been a different way? I don't know. But yeah, I like the Mare version as well. Like, if I get it, the Mare version's the one that I want. And as I say, the prototype looks great. But, we're waiting to see more. And Yost did explain that with the Catwoman, they've finalized the body and that needed to be done for them to then be able to do the outfit given, how skin tight it is and all that. So I'm like, okay, that's fair enough. We did get a little bit of an update. But yeah, I think there's a lot of people that want to see that something before they pre-order the Penguin. She looks amazing. I'm going to assume that's about Wanda. And I agree. Thoughts on the inner Nazgul release? Absolutely no thoughts. I don't know what it is. I didn't include it because we had so much other stuff to discuss. As Cousin Nancy says, it's a Dementor on a horse. That's cool. I'm not a Lord of the Ringsy person, so I didn't even watch the video, if I'm honest. Like, that video dropped not that long before I was coming onto the stream, and I was like, I don't have mental capacity to talk about anything else, so maybe that's just me. Mike, thanks as always for a great stream, Helen. I got to head back to work. Have a great weekend. Fair enough. Helen's probably got to head to sleep because it's almost 1 o'clock and I'm very tired. But this was brilliant. I'm so stoked for Wanda. Love it. Cousin Anthony and I are going to pose her. So when I've done that, I will take some photos. Maybe Cousin Anthony will make a video. He's an amazing poser. But thank you so much for coming to join me again. Goodness, almost 3 hours. That's insane. But also not too bad because I was worried this would be a 4-hour stream. Appreciate you. I'll be back next Friday. I don't know what with. Maybe Kane, if he arrives from Pop Culture. Maybe, I think it's Mojing Toys. I've got the Osaka Continental diorama on the way. So maybe I'll have something to unbox if, which means there'll be a ton of news because whenever I have something to unbox, I feel like there's 5,000 bits of news. So hopefully I've got something new to show to you guys because at least with things like the Mojing Toys diorama, that's pretty new. I know Wanda's not pretty new to me, not all that new to other people. So hopefully we'll have something, but I'll be back same time, same place, this YouTube channel. As Carlos would say, drop a like for Helen. It's free. Appreciate that. Great show, Helen. Thank you, Benjamin. Appreciate you coming along. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. You too, Winman. Take care, collectors. You too, Paul. Dark Knight Archives, another great stream. Helen, you and Shuri have a great weekend. Stay safe and take care. Yeah, I don't know where she went. She came in 3 seconds, during the unboxing, and then has disappeared. So I don't know if she's put herself to bed. I don't know what she's done. Thanks, cousin. You're welcome. Kane, wow, so late. Well, no, he's been released in Australia for a while, but I didn't buy him because I knew he would get discounted at some point. But then Pop Culture announced a sporadic 20% off sale, and I went, "You want him? Grab him." Because I know other figures I thought would get discounted that didn't, and then they sold out. And I can't find them. She-Hulk Daredevil is the one. So I was like, you know what? The discount was a good discount. Let's not be selfish. Let's buy it. So again, I don't know if people want to see an unboxing of Kane. Maybe they don't. If you don't, tell me. I will not be offended. As I say, stream with the people. Great show, Helen. Have a great weekend to all. 100%. Everyone, thank you so much for coming to hang out. Have a lovely weekend. I'll see you next Friday with something, with some Shuri. Take care, and I will see you then.